Stadium, Thursday night, September the 13th, 2012. It's Thursday night football on LSC, your local sports channel. Mike?
And welcome to Darling Stadium, folks. Our first broadcast game of the year between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Kecoughtan Warriors. Both teams coming in tonight 2-0 on the season, and we look for a defensive battle here tonight, as both teams defensively is pretty strong, but look out for the running backs.
Oh, and what running backs they have, too, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see two of the premier running backs in the Peninsula District this year. Of course, you don't need to say a lot about Phoebus. When you do, you've got to say the name Pittman. Pittman runs. What is it, Mike? 30 carries, 320 yards
in
just
2 games.
2 games so far. And on the other side, of course, Kecoughtan, you're looking at a young kid named Cannon. Cannon, 47 carries, 327 yards. So, Mike, you're right on the nose. Run game is what we're going to see.
It's this game is really going to be. It's going to boil down to the defensive teams. Which team's going to be able to stop the run?
And which team will it be?
Well, you want my bet?
Well, neither team is going to be passing that much, so they're both going to be geared to stop that run.
You got to remember, too, that Phoebus is starting a freshman quarterback, and I have not seen him this year, but I understand he's a pretty good young player.
Well, the word we got, of course, was he's the real
Ronald
deal.
Yeah,
he's the real deal.
So, as a freshman, he's coming in here, and right now 2-0 as a starter, and he's starting off his career here at Phoebus pretty good, I think.
And that's pretty good to have your career at Phoebus, too, considering the background there.
Yeah, and especially now with their Phantoms, the defending state champions here in Division 5. And currently ranked number 1 in the Division 5 already this year with two wins in a row. Pretty good blowouts, too, by the way. So it's typical Phoebus football here at Darling Stadium. And the Kecoughtan Warriors, with new coaching staff in here, is brought in a new philosophy. So we're going to have to wait and see how things work out for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really interesting game. I mean, all these years, Mike, we know pretty much what to expect from the Phantoms. It's smash-mouth football. You jam it down your throat, run. Well, now you've got a new rejuvenated, if I can use those terms, Kecoughtan team who is trying to get into that same era that Phoebus is in. In fact, you know, they have some people over there now that have
let's talk about
good idea of how to do that.
Yeah, why don't we talk about that a little bit? Head coach over at of Kecoughtan, also the defensive coordinator at Kecoughtan. Where'd they come from?
Let's see. Phoebus?
The Phoebus Phantoms.
Phantoms.
Greg Narvin, defensive guru at Phoebus for years, has come back to coach again and is at Kecoughtan now. And, of course, Alonzo Coley, who was the offensive coordinator, I believe, over at Phoebus the last few years, is now the head coach over at Kecoughtan. And they bring in their own philosophy, and some things are going to change, and they have to make sure that the kids are ready to develop into their system.
And those kids are going to have to buy into the program, too. Now, of course, Kecoughtan had an awesome defense last year.
Absolutely.
They've lost some starters, so they're going to have to do a little bit rebuilding. But with Narvid there, you get the feeling that it's just going to be a year or two away before that defense is really a stickler like Phoebus. On offense, Cooley comes over. He is a coach that likes, as Phoebus does, run. Who does he have in the back for him?
Cannon.
The young Cannon kid who came onto the scene last year and just really did a great job.
Yeah, he led the district last year in rushing, and this year he's right back at it again. Both running backs for Phoebus and Kecoughtan in 2 games are already over the 300-yard mark for the season in 2 games. So
that would be, what, in 4 games, you're talking 600 yards. By the time they get to 6 games, they're going to be over 1,000 yards.
Yeah. So why don't we send it down to the sideline where Bob has a guest on down there.
Thanks, guys. I have first-year coach with me, Alonzo Coley, Kecoughtan. Congratulations on the job.
Thank you very much.
I know you're excited. You won your first 2 games against Churchill and Denby. That's got to be a positive for you.
It is. The kids have worked real hard, and we're turning the corner, I think. So.
All right, now being a new coach and coming in, you got a new system, offense and defense. How are the kids responding?
Kids are responding really, really well. I know it's a lot for them to take in, but they've worked really hard and, really studied really well, watched the film, doing those things. So I'm excited.
All right, now you came from a program over Phoebus, won 4 state championships in a row. You were involved in that. How do you bring that mentality over to the Warriors?
Very slowly. It's taking a little bit of time, just getting the kids to really understand what it takes.
Right.
You know, the studying, the off the field things, those kind of stuff is really what's important.
I kind of remember when Bill D took over there at Phoebus, he had to basically teach them how to win.
Absolutely. Teach them everything, man. How to tie the shoes. You know, everything goes into that.
All right, you got a nice running back in Cannon. Trenton Cannon's just been probably one of your bright spots over there.
Trent's doing a real good job. Last year, he led the district in rushing. He's doing a real good job, and he should challenge for the same thing again this year.
All right, now you going against a team that you have a lot of familiarity with. What do you expect from Stan tonight in the Phantoms?
Stan's going to come right at us. You know, they got a big line up front, a big running back come right at us up front and try to pound us is what I think. So.
Are you going to try to do anything a little different tonight than you did in the first 2 games, or are you just going to play heads up and try to meet them head on?
No. I got a couple things we're going to pull out for them, so we'll see.
Okay, well, listen, congratulations again. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, let's go back up to you.
All right, back up here with us. And I tell you, he talked about Cannon. He led the district in rushing last year, and he's already on his way back this year. So we'll have to see how the Phantom defense will actually do the job tonight, trying to key on that. And now whether or not Kecoughtan can throw the ball. If they can't throw the ball tonight, Phoebus only has to key on the running game. It might be a long night for Kecoughtan.
And that's what a lot of people are afraid of. They're afraid that Kecoughtan is going to be forced to run, and then go to a passing game that, well, so far we haven't seen anything of, really.
That's right.
So we really don't know and can't say whether they can pass or not. I think tonight they're going to be forced to, Mike, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah. It's strange because Kecoughtan has had so many new coaches here in the last 6 years, and hopefully everybody likes Cooley and will be able to adjust to his system, and Kecoughtan can turn this program around and start doing some stuff. So let's go ahead and send it down to Brent on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Stan Stexon, Division 5 defending state champions. That's getting to be a regular chain around you, that coach.
Well, it's a good burden to have. It's a lot of fun and makes a long season though, but it sure is a lot of fun.
Well, on behalf of all of us Peninsula District fans that have been following it a long time, we're tickled to see it come back in the final results. So thanks for that. But let me change something up a little bit here. What's it going to be like, just real quick, to be looking across these lines tonight and see 2 guys you worked with for so long on your side of the ball? Now they're standing over there looking at you.
It's definitely different. But it's game time, and they're in a different uniform, and after the game's over, we can sit down and talk and see who's got bragging rights afterwards. But, Kecoughtan's got a great coach in Alonzo Coley. Are desperately, hated to see him go, but he was ready to be a head coach, and he's going to do a fantastic job over there.
Well, that's a sign of a good program when you send good guys on up the ladder and keep doing what you're doing. Let me ask you about a couple of your quick players. Let's talk about your fullback, if you will. Tell me a little bit about him.
Well, Drayvon, he came in, he was injured last year and worked hard in the offseason, and he's come in this year and has done a great job of leading Tony through the hole. And he's also playing now some linebacker. Malik Hawkins had been hurt for the last 2 weeks and hadn't played, so he's filled in at inside linebacker for Malik. So he's been doing a lot of double duty and been doing a good job. He's been tired after every game.
I'd just like to bring him up because we talk about Pittman a lot, but this is a guy that's leading him through the hole.
Oh, yeah, he's doing a fantastic job, and he's just getting better each week.
The last player I'm going to ask you about, let's talk a little about the transfer from Kecoughtan State. He's right in the lineup. He was a hoss last year.
Yeah, Richie's doing a great job for us. We've moved him to defensive end. I don't know how many sacks he's got so far. He's got 4 or 5 sacks right now, and he's playing the run extremely well. So, he's getting better each week. He's learning the system, brand new system and everything. So, and he's getting better at it and picking up on it each week and just getting better and better.
Well, last question, being this is the first interview this year, and I know we're going to see you many more times. What do you expect from Kecoughtan? You know their players, and you've seen them a couple of times.
I expect a big, hard physical football game. They're going to run Trenton, they're going to run him. I think they're going to run the legs off of him, and he's a big power running back, and we have our work cut out to stop him tonight. Defensively, with Coach Narvid, they're going to have a solid defense. They're going to be aggressive. He's going to come after us. So we got to be ready to play 48 minutes of hard physical football.
That sounded just like a coach that knows what they've been doing for a long time. Coach, I want to thank you so much for coming to see it. Okay, guys, I'll send it back up to you.
All right, thanks down there, Brent. And he said it. This is the coach that deserved his shot, and he's got it now. Let's see if he can turn that program over at Kecoughtan around.
Well, he's got a decent program to start with over there. I can tell you that, Mike. He really does. Got some good players out there. And let's talk a little bit about some of the players, Mike. You and I talked last night with some of the other guys about who was going to be there, who was coming back, not coming back. When you look at Kecoughtan's offense, they've got, I'm looking down here, Darius Harris, Samir Sargent, Trenton Cannon. These are a couple of guys coming back, key players on the team. Cannon, of course, we talked about him. He's the running back. He's got these two guards down there, and Chris Pauling, who's getting more playing time this year, and a name that we weren't familiar with, and I hope we pronounce it right, Van Kenscott. I think
Caleb is his first
Caleb
name.
Van Kenscott.
Well, looking at the class of the grades over at Kecoughtan, their offensive team starts 6 seniors.
Yeah.
6 seniors. They actually start 2 sophomores, Robert Goodwin and the quarterback Nick Carrera. I believe he played last year.
Yes, he did.
So Kecoughtan's got some players that are back, but they also lost a big one.
Yeah, they did.
And guess which team he went to?
He's on the other side of the field tonight.
He is.
He really is.
He's
That's
playing.
Richie Staten.
Richie Staten was a Peninsula District first teamer last year, and he's now playing at Phoebus, and they are thrilled to death to have this young man over there playing defense right now.
Yes, they are. And then talking about Phoebus and then their defense, Lyles is back. Staten's over there now. And, of course, Octavius Matthews, linebacker, he's back again. So they got a good, strong defense.
Now let's send it back down to the guys on the sideline.
Well, Bob, here we are again for another year. Something we've been talking about in the golf cart for the last 6 months is football season, waiting to see what was going to come up. Our opening game is Kecoughtan and Phoebus, and we've been talking that to death. We've been out here and watched some of the games just to see what we think is going to happen. So with that, why don't you start off talking a little bit about Kecoughtan?
Well, first of all, Kecoughtan, with a new coach, new system, they brought Coach Narvid, who was 2 years ago the defense coordinator over Phoebus, come back. He loves defense. They moved Dan Thompson to special teams coach. These kids love Dan Thompson, but Narvid is a great defensive coach. He's going to try to get these kids up and get them ready to play in this game. But you and I know that they've had a lot of coaches in the past.
Well, like I say, Kecoughtan's had like 4 coaches in 6 years, so it's hard to have been able to establish any kind of a system whatsoever. Now here they are. They got Phoebus walkaways, or whatever you want to call it. They decided to get promoted and go over and take over a new school, and that's what coaches want to do, is get their guys up and get their own positions. But the irony of this is like when I asked Coach Sexton, what's it going to be like looking across that line? When the gun goes off and the race starts, all bets are off. Let's go get it now.
And they know each other. They have been together for 5 years, so they know what each other's thinking about, especially on the offensive side of the ball, because that's what Coley did. He was the offensive coordinator. But you look over at Phoebus, and they've got some horses on that line. They got horses on the defensive line. But you yourself said that Kecoughtan's not a small team.
Well, if you start by averaging it out, there's about 3 pounds difference between the defensive and offensive lines on both sides of the ball. What's going to make the difference is the experience in their system. And like you said earlier, who was experienced in it last year, and how much experience does Kecoughtan have in the new system?
And that goes a long way, especially when you get to high school. When you get a guy that's a junior who's played a year or senior's played 2 years, he's a lot better than the kid who's the first year in that system. But they've got to buy into Coley's system, and that's what he's hoping they'll do. They're 2-0. They beat 2 teams in Churchland and Denby. Of course, Phoebus is 2-0 too, and they just beat the crap out of everybody, and they give up 7 points. But, you know, they're number one at Division 5 in the state already.
Well, they've won it 4 times in a row, and I've always said until they take it away from you, I don't know how you can rank them any different.
Right.
Let me just say this. We talked about the lines. Like I said, if you average the two lines out, they're within 3 pounds of each other. But they both got great running backs, and the difference is going to be is what their lines can do for them. And with that, let you wrap that up, and we'll send it back up.
Well, we'll talk about the 2 running backs real quick, Pittman and Cannon. You give them a little space is all they need, and they can break it. All right, I've enjoyed it with you again. This is always a pleasure to do these things before the games, and we couldn't wait till the first game to come this year. But I tell you, everybody, I want you to stay tuned for tonight's sponsors.
Today's game is sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queens Way in Hampton. Enjoy a wide selection of breakfast and lunch dishes sure to please your appetite. Follow the Grey Goose Restaurant on Facebook, the restaurant that is also a bakery. Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton is located in Phoebus, has been serving the community since 1862. Smith Brothers are here to serve your needs. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. Rico's Pizza, located at 55 West Mercury Boulevard in the Langley Square Shopping Center. Rico's Pizza is sure to hit the spot after the game. Call 723-6850 today to place your order. Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Today's game is sponsored in part by the attorneys at Kaufman and Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman and Knowles. We can and we will. Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buck Row Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out. Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com.
LSC, as you can see, the Phoebus Phantom Marching Band coming on the field now, and they will be getting ready to play the national anthem here on our opening game of Peninsula District football here at Darlin Stadium. So, as you can see, as they come on, we'll stop chatting in a few minutes and then let them listen to the national anthem. Shortly here, we'll give you some interesting stats here that have been compiled by the VHSL. So let's go down to the sidelines now for our national anthem.
Your attention to midfield as the Phoebus High School Marching Band partakes in our national anthem to honor America. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, and always, again this year, we will be going down on the sideline where Bob Hintz will be meandering around, checking out the scene and letting us know what's going on. And so he's, again, with us this year, as usual.
We don't have eyes in the sky. We got eyes on the field.
We got eyes on the field, as Bob does a great job down there. I tell you what, we got a couple of stats here I want to discuss with you.
All right.
One of the things is an amazing feat. Of course, they only go back to 1999, so remember that, okay? And that's 12 years now, and in 12 years between these two schools, the Phoebus Phantoms have won 12 in a row. Actually, they've won 14 in a row. And they have outscored Kecoughtan in those 14 years 485 to 79. But this is a new year.
But how about in the last 5 years?
In the last 5 years.
How many points has Kecoughtan scored on them in the last 5 years?
7.
7
They were
points.
shut out 4 in a row before they scored a touchdown against them last year.
And this year?
And this year,
who knows?
Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows?
We'll just have to wait and see what Cannon can do for them. And of course, now the other players, you'll hear their names too, because this will be a long game.
It will.
It's going to be a defensive battle. Currently ranked in the state, the Phoebus Phantoms are ranked number 3 in the state, but they're ranked number 1 in the Division 5. So obviously, there's a Division 6 school out there that's ahead of them.
I wonder who that might be.
Well, it's probably Oscar Smith, but
yeah.
you know, those two teams. Let's talk a little bit about that. Those two teams played each other in a scrimmage at the beginning of the year.
But understand that scrimmage
it was a scrimmage.
It's a scrimmage.
And since the season has started, what a difference the Phantoms
have
played.
Yes.
I mean, they played Oscar Smith in that scrimmage and just were overwhelmed. Of course, how things change quick as Oscar Smith plays a nationally ranked team out of South Carolina on national TV and was blown out themselves. Phoebus went there and got a little bit of playing time and learned a big lesson.
Well, they did, and a lot of times teams will have that feeling that, we are Phoebus.
That's right.
And we are good, and we don't have to try anymore. And they found out that they do. And Coach Sexton has always made them aware of the fact that it's work, it's hard work that puts them and keeps them where they are today. And they finally realized that when they went up against Oscar Smith and didn't do that well.
And they came back. Actually, they ended up losing 2 scrimmage games. But here was the key word. They were scrimmage games. They went out there and they could see where they needed the work. And in the last 3 weeks of the preseason prior to the season opening, they worked, and they worked hard. It's been very obvious in the last 2 games how they have really done well. There's your referees for today's game. The referee is, of course, Bill Dozier. The umpire is George Adamowski. The lineman is Mick Hartzheim. The line judge is Tony Krug. The side judge is John Deck. The field judge is Scott Davis, and the back judge is Mike Mitchell. And those are the referees from the Peninsula District Officials Association.
And ladies and gentlemen, just for a moment here, I got 2 things I'd like to do real quickly. Mike, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Folks, we have a great group and a great crew that comes out here week after week after week to bring you these programs live on TV as we look at some of the Phoebus gear that is here at the stadium. Our crew tonight consists of, on the cameras, Mr. Ron Baton, Mr. Steve Fryer, Susan Bowers, who seems like has been with us forever and ever and ever, Wubabe Gurbay. These are the cameramen and women that are going to be bringing you some of the best shots that you're going to see in football. Our crew just positions itself in the right place, it seems like, at the right time to bring us the most crucial shots you need to see in order to enjoy this game. Downstairs in the booth, Mr. Andy Foley, he's the one that brings up all the graphics and the animation that you see at the beginning and during the game, and the score sheets, score bars on the screen. The camera control operator, of course, Renee Camden, she's the one that makes everything go. Instant replay every time we need to see something again and again and again. Poor Krista Campbell is back there yelling at me, I can't do it that quick, I can't do it that quick, but yet she does every time. Audio, Greg Lesko. Every time I can't hear myself or it's too loud, Greg is pushing buttons, changing wires, doing everything he can to make sure that you and I can converse like we're supposed to. And, of course, the big man himself. What can you say about Scotty Bowers, the director, the producer? As we watch the Phantoms coming onto the field, it's Mr. Bowers, it's Scotty that's telling them, camera up here, to go to this shot, go to this shot. He's telling me to shut up and telling you to shut up and doing this and that. He's the one that feeds us the information we need while we're up here. And then back at the station, the chief engineer, John Sherrouse, is doing everything he can to make sure that it's going out to where it's supposed to go so that you guys can see us. And the engineering, we have a new man who started with us today, Randy Bagoli, and we've got him doing everything right now, and he's going to be learning. So welcome to the crew, Randy. It's a great crew to work with. One other thing I want to say is this, and ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of a disclaimer. Every year, Mike and I and Frank Edgar up in the booth, along with Bob on the field and Brent, we tried to do the best we can in getting the names and numbers of the players, as you can see right on the field as they've had the coin toss. We try to get them not right. We go by the information that's given to us from the schools and from the coaches. Sometimes there are changes. Uniform jerseys can get switched at the last moment. Starters can get switched at the last moment. So please forgive us if, one, we mispronounce the name. We try to do the best we can. And if we do mispronounce the name, or if we do get the number wrong on a jersey or a player, please simply let us know. You can email us or you can call the station and let us know, and we'll correct that for the next time. So we apologize ahead of time. We're doing the best we can, but we work with the information that we have. So please bear with us. Out on the field, we're learning that Phoebus is going to, Mike.
Yeah, Phoebus won the toss and elected to receive. So here we go as we get ready to start here. The 2012 Peninsula District Game of the Week, the Phoebus Phantoms and the Kecoughtan Warriors.
One more plug I want to put right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Plug it.
I'm going to plug it. This is for my grandfather, Bob Hintz. Join Bob Hintz on Sports Time. Now, I found out Sports Time is a program, and he interviews coaches and athletes of the past and present, and he knows all of them because Bob's about 120 years old.
Ow.
He interviews these people from Hampton City Schools. You can watch Bob and all the shows on Cox Cable Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23. You can tune in on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 7:30 a.m. I didn't know Bob could get up that early. At 7:30 a.m., and there he is right there, and 7:30 p.m. on LSC, all sports, all the time.
I would look good for 120.
You're looking pretty spiffy down there, Bob.
And that's him right there, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, Bob probably knows as much about sports and as much about the people that have been involved with sports as anybody on the peninsula, and it's just a joy to watch him with these interviews of the athletes and the others that have been associated with sports on the peninsula.
Yeah, it looks like Kecoughtan will tee it off here. Number 87, that is Jeremy Spencer. He'll kick it off for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
And for all you guys out there at Big Walt's Barbershop on Armstead Avenue between Chapel and Lee Street, hey guys, the game's about to begin. Here it goes. Pay attention.
Like number 20 on the carry, all the way out to about the 29-yard line. And number 20 on the play was none other than, is it Killig Fletcher? That's who it is. He's a senior, and here we go as the offense now is on the field.
All right, for the Phoebus offense tonight, the left tackle number 70, Harry Lewis, the left guard number 62, Jamel Arles, the center number 65, Tyreek Bailey, the right guard number 78, Walt Brantley, and the right tackle number 74, Mark Wilson. The tight end, number 7, Richie Staten. The split end, number 88, Troy Durham. The wide receiver, number 32, Quatez Ruffin. The quarterback, number 10, Terrell Tolliver. The fullback, number 11, Trayvon Badger. And the running back, number 5, Tony Pittman.
And there goes Pittman off the right end, and he picks up about 7 yards on the play out near the 37-yard line. That'll bring up a second down and about 2.5 for the Phoebus Phantoms.
Looks like number 6 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Trent Cannon was in on that takedown.
I like that the announcer says Pittman picks up positive yardage.
Pittman picks up positive yards.
7 yards will add right to his 320 so far for this 2-game season so far. Tolliver again hands it off to Pittman. It comes to the left side, gets through a couple of tackles, and all the way out to the 41-yard line of the Kecoughtan Warriors. Nice run that time off the left tackle.
An excellent run as Keshawn Lynch, number 32, brought him down. For the Warriors, the defensive end, number 17, Jermaine Schultz. The tackle, number 55, Martin Massolini. The tackle, number 50, Samir Sargent. The end, number 54, Brian Lipscomb. The linebackers, number 2, Thomas Kofi, Daquan Taylor, and Dejon Hogan. The cornerbacks, number 3, Corbin Baxter, number 23, Dominique Gilliam. The safety, number 21, Zachary James, and a strong safety, number 32, Keshawn Lynch.
That's Badger off the right side, right up the middle. He picks up positive yardage out to about the 34-yard line. By the way, that was about a 21-yard gain by Pittman on that last carry, and Badger picks up 9 on this one. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1 for the Phoebus Phantoms.
So the Phantoms coming out doing what they've done year after year after year, and that's run the ball off tackle, run the ball off tackle, run the ball off tackle.
You like that positive yard, John.
Picking up positive yards.
Here's Tolliver now in the shotgun. Up, goes back underneath center in the I formation. 2 wideouts, 1 on either side. Hand off to Pittman again, up the middle, picks up the 1st down, breaks the tackle, and is free as he will go all the way in for about 34 yards on that play and a touchdown Phoebus. So it didn't take long for the Phantoms to strike here.
Mike, they've run that play 2 or 3 times here, just a straight off tackle play. Got good downside blocking, good vision by Pittman. Watch him, watch that block right there. You can't see right there, right front. He slips through the hole where that block was, and once he gets the daylight there, I mean, you can see him. He just walls right into the end zone.
So what's that, 3 carries for almost 60 yards already? Looks like the extra point is Dylan Krimp.
Dylan Krimp.
Dylan Krimp. And he sets himself
Try to
up for
snap.
the extra point.
False start against the offense. 5 yards. Try for point.
Will Mann, number 8, is the holder for the Phantoms. So he will be setting up to kick the extra point from about the 15. So that'll be a 25-yard extra point attempt here. 6-0 already. We're not even 2 minutes into the game. Almost blocked. I believe they did get a piece of it, and ends up being short.
They definitely got a piece of that one, Mike.
So the extra point is no good, and with 10:08 to go here in the first quarter, the Phantoms jump out in front, 6-0.
And Mike, on that drive, the scoring drive, there were 4 plays totaling 71 yards. It took them 1 minute. You said less than 2 minutes. 1 minute, 52 seconds. And of those 4 plays and 71 yards, the young Mr. Pittman, 3 carries, 61 yards.
Hey, I was
Bob?
pretty close to that, wasn't I? What you got down there, Bob?
Hey, guys. Let me tell you about this offensive line. They are opening up some holes down there. They're just right now controlling the line of scrimmage. There is no way the Kecoughtan is going to be able to do anything unless they start plugging up those holes with some linebackers. Very, very physical out there with the Phoebus Phantoms on offense.
Well, Bob, it looked like they were even getting out there on that linebacker that was coming up in that slot to get him.
Right, and that's what they're going to do. But you've got to try to outman them on. You got to have more men on defense than they got on offense. That's what you got to try to do. Right now, it's not happening.
Exactly.
So Krimp will set it up at his own 40 on the near side hash mark to kick it off. And I can't see the number on the deep back air for Kecoughtan. But they are setting themselves up on about the 15-yard line. Let's see, the kickoff is right up the middle, taken by the far receiver over there, out about the 17, gets to the 25, and to about the 26-yard line, where the returner was number 21 on the play, and that's is it Zachary James?
Yes, Zachary.
Okay, they got the names backwards
All right.
here.
Here is the Kecoughtan offense. The left tackle, number 64, Robert Goodwin. The left guard, number 50, Samir Sargent. The center, number 72, Chris Pauley. The right guard, number 51, Darius Harris. The right tackle, number 53, Caleb Van de Scott. The wide receivers, number 3, Corbin Baxter, number 5, Lawrence Williams. The tight end, number 17, Jermaine Schultz. The quarterback, number 6, Nick Carrera. The tailback, number 1, Trenton Cannon. And the fullback, number 2, Thomas Kofi.
Now that's Carrera on the carry. He is going to lose some yards on the play as he's brought down by Octavius Matthews. That is a young man that we heard a lot about last year as a returner. And there's going to be a loss of almost, well, we'll call it 3 yards. Call it second down and about 13 now for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Not a lot there on that side.
Well, let's see what happens here. Bob told us about how the Phoebus defensive line was dominating. The Phoebus offensive line was dominating. Let's see if the Phoebus defensive line can do that.
Here's a pass to the near side to Kecoughtan number 40. That's Richardson, number 4. He's going to pick up maybe 2 on the play. Actually, they're going to give him about a yard. That'll bring up a third
Here's
down.
The defense for the Phoebus Phantoms. The end, number 7, Richie Staten. The 2 tackles, number 54, Kevin Lyles, and number 70, Harry Lewis. The other end, number 74, Mark Wilson. The linebackers, number 4, Tavius Matthews, number 26, Malik Hawkins, and number 22, Miles Battle. The cornerbacks, number 15, Darius Jones, and number 32, Quatez Ruffin, and the free safety, number 2, Robbie Robinson, and the strong safety, number 9, Daquan Lane. That's the Phoebus defense, and right now they are appearing to be as dominant as their offensive line was.
Third down and 12 now for Kecoughtan. And the handoff up the middle and nothing. He was just swarmed. He'll pick up maybe a yard at the most.
Woo.
And was it number 1 that carried the ball?
That was Trenton Cannon right there. This replay, Mike, that defensive line just surged right in, and Cannon had nowhere to go. You see the backers coming right up, and they just jammed him to the ground.
Yeah, going back into punt formation will be can't tell the numbers from way up here.
I can't see that either, Mike. I'm sorry. I'll see if I can get a better view of it here in a minute.
Ruffin Cortez is one of the running backs. And it looks like it's going to be down at about the 46-yard line where Phoebus will take it. You say 32 on the kick?
Yes, 32
That's Sean Lynch on the punt. So with 7:45 to go here in the first quarter, the Phantoms offensively are back on the field. Already out in front 6-0.
All right, it's still early in the game, ladies and gentlemen, but Phoebus very dominating on offense and on defense as they just slam the door on the running game of the Warriors here on their first series. I expect to see changes throughout the game, so stay tuned and let's see what happens, folks.
Pittman, again, not much there defensively on a good job that time. He will lose about 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up second down and 12.
That was Brian Lipscomb, number 54, for the Warriors to get in and make that tackle. That time the Kecoughtan defense was able to get some momentum. As you'll watch the replay here, you'll see the surge from this side, and number 54, Lipscomb, is right there as he just rolls off his block and is able to stop the runner.
Second down and 12 now for the Phantoms. Tolliver under center. He'll keep it. And he will gain, looks like enough yards to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe another half a yard. That's going to bring up third and long for the Phantoms.
Now that one looked like it didn't really fool the Kecoughtan defense that time. I was trying to see who it was. It looked like number 50, Samir Sargent, kind of smelled that play and reached out and grabbed hold of the quarterback.
Almost looked like Pittman had a pretty good lane over there, but the pitch never came.
That never came. But Samir got hold of the quarterback and just kind of held on until he got some help. Well, we got something going here. Whistles, running. Official timeout, it looks like.
One of the Kecoughtan players was running real hard to get off the field. And I'm not real sure why the officials stopped the clock, but they started again in the I formation. 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side. Tolliver back, a draw play, and this time nothing going as Pittman is tackled behind the line of scrimmage by number 50, Samir Sargent, and that's a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down punt situation for the Phoebus Phantoms.
And number 8 for the Warriors, Dejon Hogan, was coming hard from the right side, and nobody, I mean nobody, was standing in front of him. And if the quarterback for the Phantoms, Terrell Tolliver, had not handed that ball off, he'd have been flattened.
Well, here's Tolliver now. He stands back ready to punt the ball away in punt formation. It's 4th down and about 13 for the Phantoms. End over end punt. Hits the ground at about the 17-yard line. And down he goes as it was taken by number 5, Lawrence Williams. And he will end up losing, looks like about 2 yards on the play, back to the 15-yard line. So Kecoughtan will take over after their defense held the Phantoms.
That was an interesting return here, ladies and gentlemen. Looked like he was going to let it go, and then he sprinted over and took it, went to his left, spun out, was able to try this backside, but he went backwards. Ended up losing yardage. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC. It is September the 13th, 2012. We're coming to you from Darling Stadium, where we have a flag here coming up. But as you're watching it on the screen, you're seeing Darling Stadium.
False start against the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Well, they are, Mike, tonight then, aren't they? If you look at the field out there, it's in game day shape. The crew always does an excellent job of getting this field in great condition.
5-yard penalty brings up another 1st down. 1st and 15 now as the ball sits at the Warrior 10-yard line. Carrera under center, hands the ball off to the tailback, Cannon. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 15, a gain of 5 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Warriors.
One of the reasons that Cannon was able to
Second
pick
and
up.
about.
They're going to call it too, huh? One of the reasons Cannon was able to pick up some yardage that time, Mike, was the fact that he was very, very quick to the line and very quick through the hole. He was able to get there and find a little bit of an opening space.
So 2nd down and 10 as they got the 5-yard penalty back on that play. Carrera back to throw, being chased out of the backfield, and throws the ball, and it's completed out near the 30-yard line. And there is a flag back there in the backfield, and the pass is good out to about the 27. Let's see what the penalty is going to be. Looks like it's going to be against Kecoughtan.
You'll watch Carrera here as he comes out this way. He's in trouble, and he knows it. He gets grabbed, and I think...
I don't know. I didn't see anybody there.
Was he past the line of scrimmage?
No. I was watching for that.
I didn't see anything else.
He threw the ball, I think, at about the 13, and the yard marker was at the 15.
During the play, holding against the offense. Half the distance from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Takes the ball all the way back to the 6-yard line because that's a spot foul, and that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 19 now as it's all the way back to their own 6-yard line. Those kind of penalties hurt, especially way back deep in their own end zone.
They are. But we've seen here a penchant for Kecoughtan to go ahead and go to the air early in the game here. I think, of course, we'll see some running from here. But
here's Cannon. Oh, what a defensive play right there. Who was that? 4?
Oh, that was number 4. You know that guy, Tavius Matthews.
He comes from his linebacker spot and absolutely just buries Cannon back on the 4-yard line.
Well, Mike, he didn't just come. He rocketed in there. You're going to see him just blast across your screen. He just had an open lane, smelled it, found it, nailed it.
2-yard loss on the play, 3rd down and 21 now for the Warriors. Here's Cannon out of the backfield on a delay all the way out to about the 18-yard line. Nice run. He'll pick up about 9 on the play. Let's see, he'll pick up more than that.
Wasn't that Kofi number 2? Yeah, it was
that
Kofi
Kofi
number 2, I believe.
Let's see. It was number 2.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, it was Kofi.
Kofi gets the ball, goes off left tackle. He gets some good yardage.
Yeah, well, that's still short of a first down. It'll be 4th down and about 7 now, so Kecoughtan will punt the ball away. Little floater that lands at about the 42 and takes a Phoebus bounce back to the 39 and just dies right there. So the Phantoms will take over in great field position here for their 3rd series of downs. Now 1st and 10 at the Kecoughtan 39-yard line. Already leading 6-0 here at Darling Stadium. 3:09 to go in the first quarter of play.
A quick spurt at the beginning of the game as we look at some of the crowd here today. Quick spurt by the Phoebus Phantoms on their first possession to score, and then after that it's kind of been a defensive struggle, or what we call a cat and mouse game, where each one's just feeling out the other to see what they've got and what they're doing. 14 yards, 11 yards of penalties. They had 3 total yards on that series. We'll see how Phoebus responds.
Oliver back to pass. He throws. It's incomplete, as it was intended for the Phantoms. Richie Staten, number 7.
Trenton Cannon for the Kecoughtan Warriors was on that side defending. He was able to fight off a blocker in front of him and kind of moved in on that play. Of course, this pass was a little short. But Phoebus
2nd down and 10.
There's some of our young fans getting her start right now, and she'll be coming back Friday after Friday and Thursday after Thursday and Saturday and whatever day we happen to be playing football here at Darling Stadium, one of the best looking fields in the area.
Here's Pittman on a handoff, and he breaks a couple of tackles, still up, cuts it back to the near side and runs all the way across the field, and is finally brought down at the 30, looks like the 34-yard line. So out of all of that, he's going to gain maybe 6 yards.
Thomas Kofi, the tackler for the Warriors on that. Pittman, I'll tell you what, if you don't grab him, he's going to get away from you. But look at number 54, Brian Lipscomb. He kind of jaunted in, and he had a shot at him, and Pittman just went around the blocker and tried to find some room and couldn't find anything as the Warriors swarmed all over him. And
number 2, Kofi.
What's the word you say? He did pick up some positive
yards. He got about 6 yards on the play, but he did an awful lot of running to get 6 yards. Here's Pittman up the middle, breaks to the near side, cuts back in, gets inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. It's going to be enough for a Phantom first down.
Mike,
pick up about 5 on the play.
You ever had a helmet on?
Yeah, but it's been a lot of years.
You know how easy it is to see when you put a helmet on, right?
Yeah, until the helmet starts bobbling
yeah.
around.
I want you to notice when Pittman runs like that last run, he sees everything in front of him, and you can see him stop, move, jerk, turn, twist. The kid just knows where to go.
Hand off to number 11 this time, Drayvon Badger, the fullback. Up the middle, he's going to pick up about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 yards on the play inside the 25, down to near the 24. Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6 for the Phantoms.
You're not going to be able to have Pittman running time after time after time. And last year we saw several times where Pittman had to come out for some rest. And this young Badger kid, I tell you what, he just powers forward and goes with it and goes with it. We've seen him carry him down the field before, Mike. Not a bad runner there. He's a good one.
Oliver underneath center. It looks like somebody on Phoebus's line may have moved a bit early. That'll cost the Phantoms 5 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 11.
Prior to the snap, illegal snap against the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Now let's see that little illegal snap. Whoop.
Moved the ball and then moved it again.
So a loss of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 11 as we get near the end of the first quarter. 1 minute and 10 to go left here in the first.
I just looked at the clock up there. I didn't realize it had gone by so quickly. Good gracious.
Isn't it amazing how time flies when you're having fun?
Tell you what, when you're watching LSC, it's not a problem. LSC on Cox 48, Fios 23.
Hands off to Pittman around the right side, breaks a tackle, swings outside, down the sideline, and he is brought down on a touchdown-saving tackle. Looks like 54 on the stop, and as Pittman gets all the way down inside the 10-yard line.
How do you stop him?
Stick an arm out, I guess. That's what happened right there.
I mean, watch this. He gets some great. He got a good pull block by number 78 for the Phantoms. Let me see who that is. Number 70. What a great pull block. Walt Brantley. Hey, you guys at the barbershop, listen up.
32, by the way.
Walt Brantley with a great pull block. Sprung Pittman in a large hole over there. Wow.
Lynch on the tackle, by the way, for the Warriors. First down and goal. Ball's at the 6-yard line. Tolliver under center, wide out to the near side. Hand off to Pittman up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage and falls forward. And he will have no gain on the play as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Great defense on the play that time for the Warriors. They were sitting there waiting on him, 3 of them.
Well, one of the reasons was, and I couldn't catch the number, Mike, but the defensive guy came and just knocked down the offensive blocker right there.
Let's send it down to the sideline to Bob right now as he's got a special guest.
All right, thanks, guys. I've got Beth Mayer here. Beth, big night tonight, opening night of the television season for us, but you guys got a real special thing going on tonight, sportsmanship night. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. The Virginia High School League has a Claudia Dotsman Sportsmanship, Integrity, and Ethics Award that they give to schools that do a year-round sportsmanship program. Maybe announcements, awards, cheers at games, just anything that promotes sportsmanship. And out of all the schools in Virginia, maybe only, I would say, 30 got the sportsmanship award. Phoebus happens to be the first one, or the one that we're honoring tonight.
That's great. Now talk a little bit about, because we got a new principal over there,
Yes.
William
So we'll be
Beverly.
over here, right?
Yes, we do, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that he's going to continue the tradition that Robert Johnson started regarding sportsmanship and the success of all the teams at Phoebus. But we're looking forward to it. I wanted to make sure I let you know that Phoebus is the only school in the Peninsula District that got the sportsmanship award, and this is the first time ever in the city of Hampton has ever gotten the award. It's the highest award in my eyes.
That's awesome.
Yes, I think so too. I'm very proud of him.
Reflects on you.
Well, I would hope so, but you don't know.
All right, guys, let's go back up to you.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, here's a pitch back to Pittman, and he gets inside the 5 down near the 2-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down, maybe in 2. Let's see where they end up marking it. Looks like they're going to mark it halfway between you. Well, they did put it on a 2, so it'll be 3rd and 2 here.
Pittman almost had no blocks. He saw nobody in front of him. He cut through a hole that was kind of there and just bowled over whatever was there to gain that yardage. And he's been doing that all day, Mike. In the first quarter, Pittman 9 carries, 89 yards. Badger 2 for 13. Tolliver 1 for 2. Phoebus with 104 yards in the first quarter.
Pittman on a sweep to the near side, and he is in for the touchdown. 2-yard run for Pittman as the Phantoms will pick up another 6 out there, and now leads 12-0.
I think Pittman likes to get hit, or he likes to hit. He had 2 choices on this pitch sweep. He could have gone to the outside and probably waltzed right in. He chose to come back against the grain, bowled over some people, and dove right on in there. He's just a football player, plain out.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Tolliver under center. Hands the ball. I think he's going to pass the ball, and I can't see what happened. Looks like it was completed to number 7 on the play, Richie Staten.
That's correct.
So the 2-point conversion is good. Now the Phoebus Phantoms lead 14-0. We have 11-14 to go in the second quarter.
And here you can see this play. Watch Pittman. He gets this pitch. Now, he could just continue to go to the outside, but he chose to come right back in where all these white jerseys were. Like I say, he likes to get in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's game is sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant located on West Queensway in Hampton, Virginia. It's also sponsored by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located in Phoebus, serving the community since 1862. And by Rico's Pizza, located at 55 West Mercury Boulevard in the Langley Square Shopping Center. And by Tidewater Team Sports on Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point. The first half is sponsored by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out. Here's that conversion for 2 points. It's just a simple little fade to the corner. Boom, wide open.
Yeah, it's funny. When I'm sitting here trying to look out the window and all of a sudden the play disappeared, there's a new pole sitting here, and I can't see that corner of the end zone. Extra point, 2-point conversion is good. Here's the kickoff. Taken at about the 18-yard line this time by Cannon, number 1. He swings all the way across the other side of the field and gets all the way out to about the 48-yard line, where he's brought down there. Looks like by the Phantoms number 85 on the play, and that looked like William Alexander. So the Phantoms will have the ball. Looks like they're going to mark it right at midfield. It's a good spot that time.
It was. I tell you, Cannon got that kickoff, and he just had a lot of room to his right, and he started picking up some speed. And when he picks up some speed, he finds holes, and he's hard to bring down. And that got them some good field position on that one.
1st and 10 now at midfield. Carrera, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Cannon comes to the near side slot position. Looks like he's going to pass it out here to number 5 on the play, and that's Lawrence Williams. Completed pass inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. That's going to be good for about 13 yards, and I believe that is Kecoughtan's first down of the game. Is that correct?
I think it might be. That was Cortez Ruffin, number 32, the cornerback, defending on that play, as you'll watch it right here. Carrera, good job of kind of fading this way. Sees the receiver who's wide open underneath. Good pass.
The I formation, wideouts on the near side and the far side. Handoff is to Cannon. He takes off down around the right-hand side. If he can get around that corner, which he does for another gain. It looks like he is forced out of bounds near the first down. He may be a little short. Let's see where they mark it. It's at least 9 yards on the carry. It's going to be close to a first down.
At 5'11", 175, Trenton Cannon, not what you would consider a real big guy. Quick, very quick. He sees nothing there and gets those legs going.
Well, Kecoughtan has called timeout here.
Phoebus had bunched up to stop that run up the middle, and Cannon saw the opening. He just took off. And like I said, when he gets those feet going, he's hard to bring down. You can't catch up with him.
It looks like he's about the length of the football short of a first down, so it'll be 2nd and short here. 10:26 to go here in the second quarter. The Phantoms out in front by a score of 14-0.
Bob, while we've got a break here, we're seeing Cannon move quicker and find some openings. We're seeing Carrera having time to look at his receivers and find openings. Is there a change on the line down there from what we saw in the first quarter?
No, there's no change on the line at all. What's happening is they're taking what the defense is giving them. With Cannon's speed, they're going to try to get to the corners. That's where he's very, very good. He's not a big, hard runner up the middle like Pittman is, so he's going to try to get to the corners and pick up some speed. The passing game will be open if you got a one-on-one, and that's what they got on the outside, one-on-one.
There you go. You have it right from the field. Our eyes on the field, Bob Hintz. Thanks, Bob.
Carrera passes outside. It's completed. It's a short pass. He breaks free and gets down near the 20-yard line. And it is completed to number 3 on the play, and that's Corbin Baxter.
I'm not sure.
8-yard pickup and a first down.
I'm not sure Corbin Baxter even knew it was coming to him almost. Either that or it looked like it might have been tipped a little bit at the line. That was a nice
He adjusted
catch.
really well, coming back on it and getting it. So the gain of 8 and a first down. They first down at 10, and it looks like about the 19-yard line. So Phoebus is now on their first threat here of the first half. Handoff up the middle, not much there. As he's going to only pick up maybe about a yard on the play.
That looked
Number
like
2 on the play, and that's Thomas Coffey.
Yeah, like Bob said, they're going to have to get to the corners. They've got to get outside and use their speed. Let Phoebus bring their defense into the box and then spread it outside.
No gain on the play as they mark it back right about where the line of scrimmage was. Second down now and 10. in the I formation, split outs to the near side and far side. Carrera under center. Hands the ball off to Coffee, and the Phoebus Phantom line just bottled him up on a big loss. Looks like he's going to lose. He gets back to within a couple of yards of the line of scrimmage, so he's going to lose about 2. It looks like good old number 7 on the play that time is Staten.
Yep.
He led the way. Looked like there was about 3 Phantoms that were in on the tackle that time. A loss of, we'll call it 2. 3rd down and 12 now for Kecoughtan.
Mike, on that play, all the linebackers, as soon as the ball was snapped, all the linebackers were coming to the line. There was nobody back there except the 2 corners who were on the receivers.
3rd down and 12. Carrera in the shotgun. There's a snap. He's rolling out to his right. Got a little bit of space. He throws the ball. Almost intercepted by the Phantoms. And I believe he caught it.
I think it was caught for a touchdown.
Actually,
we'll see.
Number 5, Lawrence Williams, actually gets the ricochet, and the Warriors are going to score a touchdown on the play.
Well, that's one you want to see on Sports Center, I'll guarantee you that, or maybe Bob on Sports Time.
Here's a replay. Watch it ricochet off the defense.
Carrera rolls to the right, and right here, I thought he was going to run.
Right there.
It's deflected by the defense, but what a great catch. And he kept his hands around it, and as he controlled the ball going down, he put his arms underneath it so that it wouldn't come out.
The extra point attempt by number 87, Jeremy Spencer, is good, and just like that.
Here's a little thing. What a great job by our camera crew as we see Carrera throw. Here's tip. Now watch as he gets under it, pulls it in, covers it, wraps it. Beautiful catch. Bob, what'd you think?
Hey, guys, that was a heck of a play when you're on your back and you catch the ball. But I remember what Mike said at the beginning of the game. In the last 5 years, Kecoughtan only scored 7 points. Well, they've already scored 7 points in tonight's game.
Yep.
They have that.
If you look at, Bob, if you get a chance to see that replay, the receiver that caught the ball was completely off of his feet, falling backwards when he reached out and grabbed the ball. It was a heck of a play right there by
concentration,
Williams.
Mike.
Yep.
Concentration.
Did a good job.
Yes, he did. For the Kecoughtan Warriors on their scoring drive, 6 plays covering 50 yards in just 2 minutes and 35 seconds. And the big play, of course, the 21-yard pass to Lawrence Williams in the end zone for 7 points after
Spencer kicks the ball off to the near side. I believe that is number 32 on the carry. Ruffin. And he will get outside the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
He's brought down by number 25, Elijah White, for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
That was Ruffin Cortez on the carry. The Phoebus Phantoms will start with their longest or shortest field position here at the 21.
Nice camera shots here on the close-up as number 32 for the Phantoms, Ruffin, takes that ball to the 21-yard line.
Mr. Cortez, Ruffin Cortez on the carry.
Is it Cortez or Cortez? It's Q-O-T-E-Z.
Pittman on the carry, number 5, out to about the 25-yard line. Pick up of about 4 on the play. 2nd down now, 6 for the Phantoms. 8:13 on the running clock here in the second quarter. 14-7, Phoebus out in front of the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Pittman, the workhorse. He just keeps going and going and going and going.
Sounds like a commercial.
He's got 12 carries, 99 yards. He's going to break 100.
On this play.
Probably on this play.
There it is.
Oh, look at that hole.
Pittman comes to my side, and down he goes at about the 33-yard line. There is a flag down.
That's one of those plays where you look at that hole and you say a truck could drive through that.
Interesting to see what this call is. It's right there where the player was tackled. It's going to be holding on the Phantoms. So it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Looks like the spot's going to be the 28. So it'll go back to about the 18-yard line.
during the run, holding against the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains second down.
Remains second down. And I'll remind you with 7 minutes and 44 seconds as we watch the replay that you are watching LSC, Cox Channel 48 and FiOS Channel 23. And we're bringing this to you live on September the 13th, 2012 from Darling Stadium in downtown Hampton, Virginia.
Second down and about 13 on the play here for the Phantoms. Back at their own 18-yard line. Herrera gets away from the tackle, rolls out. And this time he tucks it in, gets away from the tackle. He can get around this guy here. He's got a wide open field down the sideline. Oh, what a block right there. Looks like he's going to be coming out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So the ball will be rolled back a little bit.
That was actually Terrell Tolliver, number 10, the Phoebus quarterback.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
As we watch the replay, and I really thought Pittman would get it there. And when he didn't, number 20 for the Warriors came in, and you thought for sure that Tavarius Tucker was going to bring him down. But this young kid, now just a freshman, Terrell Tolliver, just a freshman, using his head, using his eyes, and using his feet to take a busted play and make something out of it. That was a super job. And I'll tell you what, just a freshman.
Yep.
He's got a lot of years left. He showed good judgment in
like about a 13-yard pickup on the play. First and 10 now, they're on the 41-yard line. Oh, nice fake. Had the defense turning around. Throwing the ball down the right sideline. That one was up for grabs. Incomplete pass, and I'll tell you what, he definitely put that one up for grabs. That looked like a wobbly little duck line.
Yeah, it did. I'm surprised he threw that one, but
couldn't get enough on it, obviously, on the play. It's an incomplete pass. That's going to bring up second down and 10 at the 41.
They had a good fake to the right. We're going to see it right here. It was a good fake here. I think this had everybody fooled except for number 20 for the Kecoughtan Warriors, and that was Tavarius Tucker again. And he put the pressure on Tolliver, and rather than just try and run it out and pick up some yardage, Tolliver, I think, made the freshman mistake of trying to put it up.
Here's Pittman right up the middle for a pickup of about 12, all the way down inside midfield down to about the 47-yard line. And what a hole the offensive line opened up on that play.
Mike, I'm not sure the offense opened up a hole. I think Pittman was just so fast. He ran by everybody. He ran by his blockers. They just went forward, and he just ran right through them.
First and 10 now, ball down on the 47-yard line, and Pittman is on his way to a 200-yard game so far. He's already well over 100. Pittman again. What a move back to the inside. No, it's not Pittman. That's number, who's it, 9?
I believe it is.
Daquan Lane. And he's going to go 47 yards right up the middle for the score. So that's a new running back for the Phantoms that we haven't seen tonight. Daquan Lane, number 9. Watch his play.
Daquan Lane just kind of did the same thing Pittman did. That's why we thought it was Pittman.
Yeah.
There was a huge hole there, and then he just, look at it, he's flying. He just ran by everybody. He saw daylight and said, watch this. So, world, welcome a new running back out here, Daquan Lane, a senior at 5'10", 185 pounds, who just made his mark.
That one was also blocked.
Well, that was a poor snap there.
Lane was his last name.
Number 9.
Number 9, Daquan Lane.
And I believe that that last point after Mike said it was blocked, but it looked like there was a low snap that just kind of fumbled around.
Hey, what you got down there for us, Bob?
Hey, guys, I've got Mr. Gordon, Stacy Gordon down here, and he's got some stuff for the Phantoms. I just want to show you what he's selling. Go ahead.
Yep. This year we have some towels, Phoebus Phantom, and also we have sweatshirts, and we have the stickers, and these stickers as well. And also for the little kids, because we want some kids to be able to afford some things as well, we have beads, and we have the megaphones, We have license plates. We have hats, blue, gold, and there you go, and black. You know, so we try to have some things that all the kids can buy at different price ranges. We have sweatshirts, and we're going to have some more things coming as well. So hope you come out and support the Phoebus Band Boosters.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, we'll go back up to you.
Thanks, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this game and you'd like to see it again, please tune in on Cox Channel 48 or Verizon 23 on Thursday, September the 13th at it's Saturday, September the 15th at 3 p.m. and 3 a.m. Monday, September the 17th, 8 a.m. and p.m. Friday, September the 21st, 6 a.m. and p.m. And Friday, October the 5th at 6 a.m. p.m.
That's number 13 on the carry. That's Kajana Harris as he gets all the way out past the 45. We'll have to wait and see where they end up marking it. A good return on the play as the Phantoms tried to kick under. They don't want the Pittman to get the kickoff too. Or not Pittman, but Cannon. So here's Kajana. He goes around the right side, picks up a couple of blocks. Finally brought down, looks like at about the 47-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. They mark it at the 48 for Kecoughtan as they trail 20-7 in the second quarter. Cannon off the right side. He's lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the Phoebus defense was in there, and again, number 7, Richie Staten, one of the first ones to slow him down and hit him up. And then the rest of the Phantoms just came in there to finish it off. That defense is still tough out there, Mike. Even though the Warriors are moving the ball and moving the chains, that defense is still tough.
They lost close to a yard on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 11 now. Carrera under center in the I formation. Cannon deep back. 2 wide outs. He passes a screen back here.
Ooh.
And I tell you what, that's actually a fumble, guys, because the ball was behind the line of scrimmage. And it looks like the Phantoms are going to recover the ball down on about the 24-yard line. That was a backwards pass that was blocked. And it looks like number 32 for the Phantoms, Ruffin Cortez, he'll end up recovering the fumble all the way back at the 25-yard line. Watch this. It's a good call. The ball was thrown behind the quarterback.
And Richie Staten knocked it down. And finally, number 54 had the presence of mind to realize, hey, this is a live ball, and Brian Lipscomb was all over it. And, of course, somebody else ends up with it, and the Phantoms have the ball in great location in Warrior territory.
First turnover of the game. Here's Pittman over the left side. Look at the holes he's making for himself as he swings out. He's going to pick up close to 5 down near the 20-yard line.
Well, if he does pick up 5 yards, Michael, he had 14 carries, 114 yards right before he took that handoff. And in a battle of the running backs, Cannon has 6 carries, 10 yards for the Kecoughtan Warriors. So once again, we're seeing how Pittman can just go ahead and continue with the tradition of Phoebus running. Here it is. We're running it off tackle. We're jamming it down your throat. Stop us if you can.
2nd down and 5 at the 20. Wide outs, double to the near side. That's Lane again up the middle. Nice run as he's tackled down near the 13-yard line. Oh, I'm sorry, down near the 8-yard line. That's going to be good for a Phantom first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8. I thought he was going to go all the way.
I did too. I tell you what, Lane, he had about 50 yards before he ran this one. So he's up there close to, what, 60, 65 yards now?
2 carries. The first one with the touchdown was a 47-yarder. So here we go. 1st and goal at the 8. Tolliver under center. Hands the ball off to Pittman right up the, oh, what a hit. Inside the 5 down to about the 3. Looks like 32 met him right head on, and that's Kashawn Lynch.
He did. I think Pittman stands back there and just looks for targets to run into when he's going down there, because there's obviously some open space on the sides, and he just takes the shortest route.
2nd down and goal now. The ball sits at about the 3-yard line.
Scotty was just reminding me that Haroon Brown who used to run back there for Phoebus, did the same thing. He just put his head down and take off right through the line and move anything that was in his way. Thunder of the Thunder and Lightning crew.
And there goes Pittman up the middle. And he's in 3 yards for the score as he picks up his third touchdown of the game.
Phoebus takes advantage of the turnover to put themselves on the board again. As you see Pittman, look at him, he just goes in. As soon as he gets near that line, he just puts his shoulders down, puts his head down, and he just jams it in.
Looks like they're going to go with a 2-point conversion again.
I wonder if that's something that Phoebus teaches their running backs, or whether they just are able to find running backs that love to just get into that line. Scoring drive took 4 plays, 25 yards, took 1 minute, 58 seconds as we watch them go for 2. And guess who?
Pittman goes around the left end and scores with ease.
Fans back on schedule, 28-7. With the advantage over the visiting Warriors, 3:36.
8 points now on that play. It's now 28-7, Phantoms.
We've got 3 minutes and 36 seconds left as we watch this 2-point conversion. And again, look at this great camera angle. Look at these great camera shots. Pittman waltzed in on that one. And there is Coach Stan Sexton. You're watching him on LSC, Channel 48 Cox, 23 Fios.
Vios Candias.
I don't know whether you noticed on that last play, Michael, but
which one? The extra point?
The extra point. The extra point. Guess who was in the backfield? Kevin Lyles, number 54, the one that grabbed that ball when it fell down. They had him as a lead block.
Now to kick off. Right up the middle. Here comes Cannon from the 15. He cuts to the near side. Gets by one blocker and is dragged down behind. Looks like number 27 for the Phantoms on the stop. And that's Tyrese Stewart. So Kecoughtan has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. 3:30 to go in the second quarter of play as they now trail 28-7.
And Kecoughtan's going to need to get that ball down the field and put some points on the board if they're going to be in this game. Going into the locker room at halftime, they don't need to be 3 touchdowns down. I know they know that.
2 wide outs to the near side. Carrera hands the ball off to Cannon up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, still broke a tackle and gets near a 1st down. He's running hard out there as Cannon is still fighting for those yards.
Well, he's so quick that he can find those little edges, and when he does, he'll snap back in and out. Watch him to the right. He gets hit here, he slips, finds his footing, goes up against another guy, and just takes another yard with him.
It took 3 tacklers to get him down, and it was the 3rd one that actually hit him after he broke the first 2 tackles. So it was good for a 1st down and a 10-yard run. It's 1st and 10 now at their own 37-yard line. 2 wide outs to the near side and 1 to the far side in the eye. Carrera back to throw over the middle, and it led the receiver just a little bit too far. And I believe it was intended for number 11, Desmond Savage.
It looked more like it was intended for Malik Hawkins, number 26, the linebacker.
Actually, it was number 21, Zachary James. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 now for the Warriors.
Look at watch Malik Hawkins here, number 26. Ball looks like it's almost thrown to him.
I like that sound effects there. 2nd down and 10. Carrera under center in the I formation. Quick handoff to Cannon, who reaches forward. I believe that's Cannon. Let's see, make sure. Nope, that's actually number 2, Coffey. That's Thomas Coffey as he gets the ball outside the 40-yard line to about the 41.
Is it Coffey or is it Kofi?
Kofi, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not sure which one.
I believe it's Kofi. Looking at the way he's got it pronounced there on the sheet here, it looks like it's Kofi, so we'll go that way.
Carrera now, Mike, 4 for 5 in the passing department, 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Kecoughtan's going to have to find a way to keep it in the air because it's not doing too well.
He is swamped under on that play. Looks like number 5 on the stop for the Phantoms. That's Tony Pittman. Nothing doing there as the Phantoms will call timeout. Bring up 4th down and 10, and they'll force the Warriors into a punt formation now. There's still 2:30 to go here. The Phantoms want to put some more points on the board here before the end of the first half.
Bob, in the last couple of series here, we've seen a swing from when I talked to you before about the lines. I was curious about what was happening because it looked like Kecoughtan was beginning to man up to Phoebus. Now in the last couple of series, Phoebus has begun to dominate again on that line. Are you seeing something different here?
I think what happens, Paul, is these young kids, they get to kind of feel that, okay, we got this thing made, and they don't play as hard that one series as they normally do. And then all of a sudden they said, okay, we got to get back to hitting. Now that last play, Lyles met the runner right at the line of scrimmage. They are not opening any holes up for him. That's why he's trying to get outside.
He's been pretty successful getting around the outside edge.
Absolutely.
Up the middle. Phoebus' defense is just stymieing them.
Yeah, you're not going to go up the middle on Phoebus. You're going to have to go to the corners.
So 4th and 10 punt here for the Warriors. Line drive, tight kick. Got off. Looks like the Phantom player touched the ball, but it was able to pounce on it, and they will hold possession. Looks like that was number 32 on the play for the Phoebus Phantoms. Ruffin Cortez, his name's been called a lot tonight, but here we go with 2:24 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Piggybacking on what you said, Bob, Cannon, I'll give you his stats. He's only carried the ball 8 times for 17 yards, but 4 of those 8 carries have been for negative yards. And you're going to get negative yards when the defense is in the backfield where they ain't supposed to be.
First and 10 for the Phantoms at their own 23-yard line. Tolliver under center in the I formation. Here's Pittman to the near side. Hit, met in the backfield, and breaks free. And it looks like the entire Kecoughtan defense is in on the play, and he will be picking up still near 10 yards on the play.
Mike, he carried half the Kecoughtan defense with him.
You go looking at that replay, the entire 11 players was in that hole.
I don't know if all 11 were, but there were a lot of them, and he just loves that kind of stuff. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 or 8 right there. And he'd have carried them as far as they'd let him.
Well, he's close to a first down, and they have to. I guess they're going to come in and measure it. So, timeout is called.
Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC on Cox Channel 48, Vios Channel 23 from Verizon. We're bringing you Thursday night football tonight on September the 13th, 2012 from Darling Stadium. You can watch us on Saturday, September the 15th, September the 17th, September 21st, and October the 5th at various times.
Looks like he was about 2 inches shy, so we can only give him 9 on the play, by the way.
That gives him 137 yards on 18 carries just in the first half, Mike.
And here he is, right straight up the middle, and look out. If he gets to the outside, he may go. Oh, puts his head down.
There's a flag.
I'm not sure what that flag was for.
I don't know.
He's all the way down to about the 21-yard line. What a run.
Folks, if you haven't been out to watch Peninsula District football, you need to come watch Pittman. He's worth the price of 10 tickets.
Let's see if we can see what happened towards the end there.
Watch this.
Flag.
Gets a nice block there. Look at him find that hole. Now watch this. Look at him fight it off, turn upfield. Look at the burst of speed. Now he slows down. He just puts his shoulder down and hits.
Whoa. They called Pittman for a personal foul using his helmet. He did. He put his head down, but I don't believe I've ever seen this called before.
Well, if you see it, it's usually on defense.
15 yards from the spot of the play.
Personal foul, illegal helmet hit by the runner. 15 yards from the dead ball spot, first down.
Watch this, folks. This is what it was called.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's the replay right there. That's why I say we've got some of the best camera operators around. He put his head down. I don't think in any stretch of the imagination he was trying to hit this guy in the head. He was just trying to get his head down, to get his body down, and bull by the runner. He was not, in my humble opinion, trying to do any damage head-to-head to another player. That was just
I've never seen
one
this
player
call
putting it
before
down
like
and going
this.
for it.
Let's watch it again. This is the end of the play. I mean, he went down like he wanted to just bowl over the player. And
well, that's what he's trying to do. I mean, he's not trying to hit him head-to-head. And you know, he put his shoulder down. The other guy just went lower and toward the head area to where they happened to hit, in my humble opinion again.
Oh, well, I don't, to be honest with you, I've never seen an offensive call like that.
Well, we've had some
obviously,
guys.
Obviously, the referee on that side of the field saw differently than what we did, but Coach Stan Sexton doesn't agree with it, obviously.
Well, we've got guys up here in the booth. We can hear them talking. In 40 years, they've never seen that call before in high school football. And we've got a guy, Gene Wheeler, who used to work with us, is down in Florida watching, and he's probably never seen that in the whole time he was doing cameras here.
Fumble on the play, and let's see who ends up getting. Looks like Phoebus was able to get the ball back. And they'll actually pick up about a yard on the play. But,
well,
Bob, what was that about Bob? He's never seen it in 120 years?
183 yards on 19 carries now for Mr. Pittman.
Oh, nice fake. Tolliver throws the ball wide open.
Oh, my goodness.
Completed. Is it number 20 on the play? Yes, it is. Number 20, and that is Katie Fletcher, as he will score. Oh, nice long, about 35 yards on the play. Touchdown Phantoms, another 6 points on the field.
Well, we've had a question answered for us. Can the young freshman throw the ball? Yes, he can. Can Phoebus throw the ball when they have to? Yes, they can. Can they catch it and score? Most definitely. And that's what's going to happen. When you play Phoebus, you're going to pack the box. And when you do, you're going to leave something open. Excuse me. And they left it open that time, and the young freshman, Tolliver, took advantage of it.
That one was blocked. So with 1:27 to go here in the first half, it's now 34-7. Wow. They called timeouts with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter, and within a minute they tacked on another 6 points. 34-7 now is the score.
On that drive, Mike, for Phoebus, 3 plays, 57 seconds, 77 yards. So I guess now if you're a mathematician, you look at 57 seconds, 77 yards. That's better than a yard a second. Not bad, huh?
Okay.
He's trying to figure that one out. Well, there's Dr. Shiflett, the superintendent for the Hampton City school system, and herself, a Kecoughtan High School alum. I think she graduated, what is that, Scotty? You say she graduated 5 years ago? About 5 years ago. Dr. Linda Shiflett, married to another Kecoughtan graduate, Wayne Shiflett.
Dylan Crimp setting it up now at the 40-yard line as he will kick off for
Dylan. Jeff may be listening. He wants to make sure we get it right.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff's his dad.
Kick us to the far side at the 25. Not a lot there. Pick up maybe 3 yards before he slipped and went down. And I believe that is number 3 on the reception. That's Corbin Baxter. So with 1:23 to go, Kecoughtan a long ways away from the goal line, and they will start 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. There's Mr. Crimp.
Mr. Crimp.
Trying to figure out why he can't get an extra point to go through.
Got too many players in on top of him.
Yep.
Going to have to clear those players out.
1st and 10, Kecoughtan.
Folks, I know you can't tell, but it's a beautiful night here in Darling Stadium. The weather is fabulous.
It's warm. We've actually got the windows open up here. Barrera swinging here to the near side. Nice pass completed at about the 42-yard line. And I believe it's completed to number 8 on the play, and that's to John Hogan. Good for a gain of about, call it 11 and a 1st down. Ooh, that's a bad mark. He was at least at the 42 when he caught it.
But it was a good pass considering he was passing into 4-man coverage. And he made the reception, and they picked up the yards.
Well, Carrera can throw the ball and he get the open receivers, but he's got to get out from behind the backfield there to keep that defensive line from catching up with him.
And he's got to get some protection in.
There's a keeper. Keeps the hand instead of handing it off, he keeps it, and he's going to end up losing about a yard on the play. Second down and 11.
That Phoebus defense continues to be tough. I mean, they're known for that statewide, nationwide. They run the ball, they defend the ball.
35 seconds now to go here before halftime. As they take their time now, down to 20 seconds. Carrera rolling, trying to get away from the defense. He passes complete out to about the 46-yard line. Give it a gain of about 7. And it looks like somebody has called timeout. I'm not sure who. They haven't signaled who it is. Kecoughtan actually called timeout. With 7 seconds to go.
I'm a little surprised they didn't call it sooner. Richie Staten all over that play, chasing down Carrera from the backside. Carrera had to rush that throw and did a good job of making the connection with the receiver.
That's what I said. If he wants to throw the ball, he's got to get outside away from the defense because they're chasing him all over the place.
Yeah, but you have to have a quarterback doing that, Mike, because then he's on the run and he's not going to be able to get that accurate throw that you want. And we've seen what can happen when you float that ball up.
Well, with 7 seconds to go here before halftime, I'm not real sure what Kecoughtan might try to do here. They might want to consider taking a knee here because an interception might be pretty dreadful at this point.
Well, with 7 seconds left and you're down as much as they are, that's the best thing for you to do. Just go into the clubhouse and get some redirection, come outside and take this thing to the second half. Do what you can do.
Barrera in the shotgun back. There's the snap. He sets back to throw. Throws the ball right across the middle of the field. Good defense on the play, and it's incomplete. Still got a second left before halftime as the clock stopped a little bit shy. That was intended, I guess, for number 6 on the play, and that's no, that was number 8, I'm sorry, to John Hogan. Incomplete pass, 3rd down.
And we got a flag down there. I couldn't tell whether it was number 22 or number 32. The uniforms were crunched
Personal
up.
foul, roughing the passer against the defense.
Ow.
15 yards from the previous spot, automatic 1st down.
Didn't see that one.
Oh.
5.
What?
Yeah, I think number 5 was the culprit. All right, 1st and 10 with a second to go. Time for one more play as the ball sits at the 38-yard line.
Looks like we're going to have a Hail Mary here, Mike.
Oh, what a hit on the quarterback as he lets it go. And the pass is completed out here to number 3, Corbin Baxter. It's going to be shy of a first down, but the end of the first half of play has come. So at the end of the first half of play, it is the Phoebus Phantoms 34 and the Kecoughtan Warriors 7. Interesting first quarter, but in the second quarter, Kecoughtan kind of fell apart a little bit on the line, and the Phoebus Phantoms exploded for a bunch of points there.
And I'm not sure actually the Kecoughtan exploded or imploded or whatever you want to call it. I think Phoebus just realized, like Bob said earlier, they need to play.
Yeah.
And they started to play and take this thing seriously again, and began to dominate like we've seen Phoebus do.
Kecoughtan was able to take the ball down the field on their only scoring opportunity, and actually scored on a little bit of a fluke play as the ball ricocheted or was deflected by a defender right into the Kecoughtan player for the score.
Yeah. Still a great catch. One of the great catches we've seen.
That's really a highlight catch right there, folks. Yeah. And so at the end of the first half, again, the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front 34-7 over the Kecoughtan Warriors as we are at the halftime. And stay tuned. We'll be back shortly for second half action.
You're watching LSC on Cox 48 and Verizon 23, September 13th, 2012 from Darling Stadium.
Welcome to LSC. It's sports time on the road. We're at the campus of Phoebus High School with Stan Sexton, head football coach at Phoebus Phantoms, and a fourth-time straight champion. So if I looked at your back when I first came up here and I saw this big bullseye on your back.
Yeah, that's us. You know, we talked earlier, you know, Phoebus used to be one of the teams that were the hunters going around wanting that state title. And now that we've won 4 in a row and now you're the hunted, you know, everybody's after you now. And it's a good problem to have, but it's a stressful problem. But it's fun, and hey, I'd rather be on top than looking at the bottom looking up.
I hear you. That's a good point. And, you know, but one thing I got to say about your guys is I look at the 4 state championship, 2 coaches, 4 different quarterbacks, 4 different running backs. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's well, to me, it's an accomplishment for the assistant coaches because they're the ones that coach those guys on a regular basis, day in and day out. And, you know, the staff has done a great job throughout the years. We've had some turnover in the last couple of years, but, you know, we just got to keep plugging away. And, you know, faces change, but, you know, the goal remains the same. So.
Well, I know that you talk around the district, and they talk about the different teams. And one thing they always say about Phoebus is if you play Phoebus, you got to be ready to get hit and try to hit because you're going to get hit.
Well, I hope that's the message we send. You know, hopefully we can do that again this year. We've had some real physical teams in the last 4 years, and hopefully we can keep that tradition going.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the team this year because I know you had a lot of people replay. Again, a quarterback, but that's something you have done every year. What are we looking like at quarterback this year, Coach?
Well, we're very inexperienced. That's the only way to describe that. With Eric, you know, there was some varsity experience because he split some time with Roby the year before. This year we got Will Mann and Terrell Tolliver. Terrell's a freshman and Will's a rising senior. Will has some snaps, varsity snaps, in some games last year. Terrell is a phenomenal athlete, and he's got the potential to be a great quarterback. But, you know, we just got to get that experience, that maturity, getting in the regular basis, day in and day out, and getting involved in the play calling. Will, you know, we got some mechanical things we got to work on, but he has shown improvement day in and day out, and you know, we're excited about those 2 guys at quarterback.
Well, it's always nice to have a good competition going at quarterback too. Let's look at your running back because you got Pittman coming back. What a runner this young man is.
Oh yeah, it's always good to have a back quality of Tony coming back. He's really excited about this senior year. He's wanting to have a big year. You know, he missed the first 3 games last season. He's ready for a full season to, you know, get through that whole year. So, you know, it's exciting. And we got a couple of young backs coming in behind him. We've got Atavius Matthews who can step in if we need a running back. He's been playing some receiver, quarterback, you know, fixing the kitchen sink, you know, whatever we need him to do, you know.
Bringing out the water.
Yeah, he's doing it for us, and you know, he gives us a good guy on the perimeter out at receiver.
Let's talk a little bit about your offensive line, because you always got to have an offensive line. Number one's got to protect your quarterback if you pass, and number two, open up the holes for Pittman. Of course, now Pittman doesn't need a real big hole to open up for him.
No, he can make his own sometimes. We got a lot of experience. That's what we're probably our most experienced part on offense is up front. You know, we have Walt Brantley, Mark Wilson, Tyreek Bailey. You know, all those guys started. You know, some started every game last year. Some started 7 or 8 games last year. And then we got Carlos Henderson coming in. He played a lot last year. He rotated in. Harry Lewis, who started every game as a freshman last year on both sides of the ball. And that's where our strong point is. The big thing is getting that continuity. We've had some injuries up front this year. So trying to get that continuity with the same offensive line day in and day out so they can build a rapport with each other. That's kind of what we're lacking right now, but we're big and strong up front, and hopefully we can be as physical as we are strong. Our secondary is our most inexperienced area on the whole team. We got some really good young talent back there that with experience they're going to end up being a quality secondary. We're, again, another freshman. Robbie Robinson is going to be starting at corner for us. He's got a potential as he grows, if he keeps maturing and playing, he could be one of the best corners in this area probably has ever seen. He's that good. But he's got some maturing to do. Linebacker-wise, Malik, back from last year, started every game at inside with Boombox last year. Malik's really turning into a really quality linebacker. Of course, we got Mark up front, and we got a newcomer, Tremaine Sweat, who's really had a good camp so far at the other defensive end. Big, strong, fast kid on the other end. And of course, we got Harry and Kevin on the inside, and then with Walt and Carlos and those guys stepping in. Hopefully we can be as physical. We're as athletic as we've ever been on the defensive side of the ball, and hopefully we can be as physical as we've ever been.
I have Mark Wilson with me. Mark is offensive tackle and a defensive end, so you playing on both sides of the ball. Started all games last year and won the state championship. That feel good.
Yeah, it did. If I felt accomplished, but I feel like I had a lot to work on still. But it was a good year with the defense and offensive line. I felt like we made a good push. We got it was a lot of new guys, but it's a lot of big, strong guys this year. And we're working on it mentally. That's the only thing. Physically, I don't think anybody can step with us, but mentally we have to get the plays down. So we got a lot of new young guys on the offensive line this year.
Now, you're already going to the Old Dominion. You get a lot of players from the Peninsula, and especially from Phoebus over at Old Dominion. Talk a little bit about that.
That was big with me because there's a lot of players there that I already know and I'm comfortable with. And I feel like the PD is one of the strongest districts in the state. So with a lot of players there, we know how to win. And Bill D being there coaching the defense, I know that it's going to cut all the crap and we're going to be straight business. And I feel like with it being taking off so quickly, I feel like I can get in the mix, and it'd be a great experience for me.
Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time to talk to us. I want to thank you for tuning in to LSC and Sports Time. I want to thank all the special guests over at Phoebus High School. I'm your host, Bob Hintz. Until next time.
I'm Nikki Reed Geckler, head women's basketball coach at Howard University, and you're watching LSC, all sports, all the time.
Welcome to LSC. It's Sports Time on the Road. I'm your host, Bob Hintz. Today we're over at the campus of Kecoughtan High School with head coach Alonzo Coley. And Alonzo, first of all, congratulations on the head job.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, talk a little bit about your team, because you're coming in, you got a new system and everything, so everybody's got to learn to get on the first page. How's it going so far?
It's going real well. The kids are really buying in. They're really appreciating all the good help that we've got, and got a lot of experience on our coaching staff.
All right, talk a little bit about your running backs, because I know you got a good one in Cannon, but you got to have some more on your quarterback. Talk about your offensive backfield.
Okay. We have Trenton Cannon's coming back, was the leading rusher in the district last year. Also, we have Will Wright, who also plays some running back, and Thomas Kofi and Eric Palmer are going to be our two fullbacks. And then also returning is Nick Carrera, who's a sophomore. He'll be starting a quarterback for us.
Oh, great. It's always good to have a sophomore as a quarterback. You don't get many of them. Usually your juniors or seniors. What about your offensive line? How are you looking there?
We have one returner from last year, Samir Sargent. He was a great performer for them last year, two-way starter coming back for us. Also, we added on to him Darius Harris, as we a good force for us, big kid inside.
Okay. Okay, now let's go to the defensive side, because I'm sure you're like every other coach out here. Your best athletes end up playing both sides of the ball. Your defensive line, how's that looking? Because you got a new defensive coach. You're very lucky to get Narvid over here with you, and I know you're happy about that.
Absolutely. I've known Greg for a little while. He was with me as well. With that, we get Jermaine Schultz starting at defensive end. He's a 6'7" guy, plays basketball, so that's nice to have. Also, with him will be Martin Massalina, starting for nose guard for us. Samir Sargent, who started on offense for us as well. And the other end will be Brian Lipscomb.
Okay, now in the backfield, how's your linebackers looking, Coach?
Okay, our linebackers, Thomas Kofi started for us last year, broke his wrist coming back as a junior, and the other linebacker will be Will Wright, who started for us as also a fullback. So at safety, we'll start Zachary Taylor started at safety for us, and at our strong safety will be Kayshawn Lynch. Our corners were coming back for us is Corbin Baxter, and also Trenton Cannon will be back as one of those corners as well.
Well, see, it's always good to have the guys coming back that have some experience, and they're learning the new coach, new system and everything. So let's talk a little bit about your coaching staff, Coach.
I was real lucky to get Greg Narver coming back from Phoebus with me. He took off a year last year and retired. Now he's back on staff with me. Also, I got some good experience from Coach Thompson, who was Dan Thompson, who's been here at Kecoughtan for a number of years. Also, Corey Thomas has been here for a number of years as well. Our quarterback coach is Artie Williams, who is a retired coach coming back. He's coached many places before in college level as well. So his expertise and knowledge has been a great addition to our staff.
I have with me Shamir Sargent, who is a senior, and you play both sides of the ball, offense and defense on the line. So you're right in there where the mud and the guts and glory go.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I play both sides of the ball, and it's really pretty hard going there.
Talk a little bit about which one you like the best. You like offense, or you like to hit them on defense?
I love defense. Defense is my heart and soul. Yeah, I love defense. But I still work on offensive line, and little pass blocking drills. That's one of my weaknesses, but I'm working on it.
How do you like the new coach? You got a new coach, and Coach Narvid, who is known for his defensive prowess.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He won 4 state championships in a row. So what can I say? I'm glad to work with him.
I know you are. Talk a little bit about the rest of your teammate. Being a senior, you got to be a leader. Are you a vocal leader, or do you lead by example?
I lead definitely by example. I show action before I talk, but that's one of my weaknesses. I try to improve that. But I'm one of the leaders that show action first.
Good enough. I appreciate you taking time to talk to us.
Thank you.
All right, I want to thank you for tuning in to LSC and Sports Time. I want to thank all my special guests. I'm your host, Bob Hintz. Until next time.
All righty, dighty. Good job, Bob. And it's pretty neat to watch some of those, watching those kids hitting each other as hard as they were during practices.
Yeah, it was.
Phoebus is tough.
But, that's something that we hear, Mike. I know you and I talk about it, but when we go to the playoffs and we play the teams from the northern regions, one of the things they always say is, man, you guys hit hard down there. Well, that's because we practice hitting hard all the time. I mean, that's all it is. We hit, we hit, we hit. And when I say we, I'm talking about all 4 schools.
Yeah, 34-7, Phoebus out in front at the half. And let's take a look at some of the highlights. Go ahead, Paul.
Well, we had some good ones out in this half, Mike. We had here's the touchdown. 2 minutes into the game, and Pittman taking it off right up the sideline for the touchdown. Pittman establishing his dominance on running very early in the game.
Yeah, that was about a 41-yarder there.
Yeah, here's the pitch to Pittman. He had an opening on the left-hand side. He decides to go inside. I told you he likes to run over people. He does that right into the end zone for a little 5-yard score. And here is the 2-point conversion. It's just a little flip to the corner, and that puts Phoebus up even more. Now, here's a great catch. Carrera for Kecoughtan tosses it up. It's blocked. And then a wonderful catch by the receiver, and I forget his name, Mike. I apologize. What a great catch it was. Now, here's something that we weren't paying attention for. We thought this might have been Pittman until he got out in the open. We realized this is lane number 9, who looked like Pittman as he took that one right down the gut for the score. And then, of course, talking about Pittman, when you get down to that red zone, you just give him the ball and he takes it in for you. Another touchdown for the Phantoms. And here's their 2-point conversion where Pittman this time just basically waltzes in with no blockers, no tacklers there at all. Now watch this young kid, Terrell Tolliver, the freshman quarterback. You're playing Phoebus to run. He gets a receiver open outside, and he throws the ball to, it looks like, Khalik Fletcher, number 20. A big touchdown for the freshman who's on a team that runs and runs and runs. He gets it with his arm. You've got to start looking at him. This kid they've watched him since he was playing in the Little League. They know what he has the potential to do, and he showed you a little bit of it right there, Mike.
26 carries in the first half for the Phantoms, 280 yards rushing. That's in the first half, guys. And I guess that kind of leads to the score of 34-7 at the half.
Well, think about that, Mike. 26 rushes, 280 yards. How many is that per carry?
Over
10.
Over 10. Yeah.
Over 10 yards a carry.
And vice on the other side of the field there, Kecoughtan has a total of 8 yards rushing in the first half. So they've done a decent job, so to speak, a real nice job stopping Cannon, who is the reigning Peninsula District rusher.
Now, I have to say, I'm almost a little surprised. We know that Phoebus' defense is good, but I'm a little surprised they've been able to put a clamp on Cannon like they have, because we watched this guy last year run, and he is very quick. And when he gets in the open field, he's hard to bring down. His problem has been he hasn't been able to get in the open field.
Well, the only way he's been getting in the open field is when he's done his run the sweep to get outside, and then he's basically just outran him.
He's outrun them, and then Phoebus has overplayed the inside with their backers in the box, and the edge is there.
Yeah. And any time that the Warriors have tried to run the ball up the middle, it's been, forget it. It's been always negative yards.
Yeah.
I don't believe he's got any positive yards running up the middle. Very few, if any. So Phoebus will be kicking off to start the second half as the Phantoms kick off right to left on the screen, and the Kecoughtan Warriors will have the ball offensively here to start the third quarter of play. Darling Stadium.
Hello.
Thursday night. It's September the 13th, 2012. Live here at Darling Stadium. 34-7 is the score.
You can see the crowd there. Lots of people come out to these games, and they should. These teams are really good in the Peninsula District, and we've got 4 great ones here in Hampton. All right, let's go down on the field. Bob's got some news for us. Bob, what do you have?
Hey, guys, I just got over on the bench, and I got to talking to Kevin Lyles, and he's got his shoulder pads off, and I asked him what happened, and he said he was trying to jerk the ball out of one of the runner's arms, and he popped his shoulder. So they're going to take no chances on it. They need to make sure the shoulder gets fixed up on him. So they're going to put a little ice on it, and he will not play the rest of the game.
Oh, no, I'm sad to hear that.
That's Kevin Lyles.
Kevin Lyles, number 54, the starting tackle, the young man who chased down that loose ball that we saw earlier and almost got hold of that, and then was in the backfield for that one play on offense.
It's Crimp on the kickoff, and that is number 3 receiving it, and that's Corbin Baxter. He gets to the 20, hits a whole wall there, bounces out, tries to get away from him, and turns around and loses 10 yards all the way back to about the 11-yard line. So right off the bat here, the Kecoughtan Warriors starting off in the hole as they'll have 1st and 10 at their own 11.
And on the end of this play, it's number 2 for the Phantoms, Robbie Robinson, who actually trips him up as he tries to get away. Watch Robbie come in here right there, and he just trips him way back for quite a bit.
About a 12-yard loss, because he was all the way out to about the 22-yard line and ended up being tackled back on the 11. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors starting here in the third quarter of play. Carrera under center, wideouts on either side. Hands the ball off to the lead back, that time the fullback. And that is number 2 on the play, and that's Thomas Kofi. He will pick up maybe a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's second half of the Kecoughtan Phoebus game is sponsored by Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172. That's 685-3172 for Eric Thompson Realtor, a Hampton High School graduate. And when we get a minute here later on, as we just saw Dr. Shiflett again, I'll give you the sponsors for the rest of the game. Right now, we'll go back to Mike.
In the shotgun, and he is going to be sacked back there by the Phantoms, number 22 on the play, and that's Miles Battle. He will end up losing a bunch of yards down inside the 5 to about the 4. Looks like he's going to pick up maybe a loss of about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, Battle came in untouched off the left side. Somebody just missed a block, I think, and he went right after the quarterback, and Carrera didn't have a chance on that one.
Third down and 17 after a loss of about 8 on the play. And Kecoughtan really in a lot of trouble here early in the second half. High formation. Cannon on the draw. Nothing there. He stopped right at the goal line. And I believe he was able to get to about the half a yard. He's going to lose about 4 on the play back inside the 1. A little draw or delay on the play, and nothing doing there as the Phantoms defense just swallowed him up.
Phoebus wanted the safety on that, but Carrera got just over the goal line for his forward motion, and Phoebus was able to take him back into the end zone. Of course, you take the forward motion there, and he's just on the goal.
Back deep for the Phantoms, number 2, Robbie Robinson. And number 32, I believe, that's Cortez Ruffin. This is going to be Ruffin at the 31-yard line. He stutter steps back and forth and gets all the way down to about the 19-yard line, where the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10. Great field position by the Phantoms for their first go-around here in the third quarter as we're down to 9:27 to go.
On the 20-yard line of the Warriors.
As we watch the replay here on this return, I'll let you know that today's game is sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant located on West Queensway in Hampton. The breakfast menus include their famous toasted buttermilk biscuits, and for lunch, try their new smoked turkey panini.
Panini? Look at Pittman break. Oh, my goodness, what a run that was. That was pretty. Give him 20 yards and another touchdown. That is his 4th touchdown of the night.
And he's going to break the 200-yard mark with that. I believe we'll have confirmation on that in just a minute. But Pittman was almost untouched on that one. And then I saw something there that I really was kind of surprised at. And
nobody even touched him.
No, I know. It looked like the Kecoughtan defenders were just kind of running backwards there in the secondary rather than running to him. That was kind of strange there.
The Crimp will come in and try an extra point again. There's a snap. Kick is up, and it's good. 9:20 to go in the third quarter. It's now a 41-7.
And Mike, on that scoring drive for the Phoebus Phantoms, one play, 20 yards,
Would it take about 7 seconds? Okay.
7 seconds. And we are confirmed. Pittman, 20 carries, 203 yards, 4 touchdowns. 203 yards, 4 touchdowns.
7 seconds to go 20 yards. He's slowing down.
Oh, man. Frank Edgar and Brent Musgrove working hard to our left here to come up with all this information. They've been passing along to us all night long, doing a super job. Woo! Real quickly, let me see if I can get some more of these in here. Today's game is also sponsored by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located in Phoebus. They've been serving the community since 1862. The Smith Brothers are here to serve your needs. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. It's also sponsored by Rico's Pizza, located at 55 West Mercury Boulevard in the Langley Square Shopping Center. Stop in after the game and pick up a pizza or one of their many menu items. Rico's Pizza is sure to hit the spot after you watch your hometown teams go head-to-head. and by Tidewater Team Sports. Located on Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News, Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara.
Crimp on the kickoff and is taken by Baxter, number 3, as he carries the ball out to about the 35-yard line. I could have swore he stepped out of bounds inside the 30, but they're going to mark it at 35 where Kecoughtan will start. Let's see. Take a look at his feet. That's all.
He's got shoes on.
This is going to be a great view right here. No, he did not.
They kept it right on there.
Yes, indeed.
And ladies and gentlemen, one last thing to tell you here. The third quarter of this game tonight, Kaufman and Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman and Knowles.
Hannon on the handoff, and he is down to about the 36. He's going to, they'll mark it at the 37, so they'll give him 2 yards on the play. And I tell you, they're still trying to run the ball up the middle, and they're not very successful doing it. But they ended up gaining 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
As a personal note, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors who helped to make these games possible. It's really nice of them, and we hope that they're at home watching the game now, as we know the people at Big Walt's Barbershop on Armstead Avenue are doing right now. But the sponsors, just really super people who like Peninsula sports and like football.
Cannon to the near side, a sweep. Breaks a couple of tackles. Again, gets outside for some good yardage. Picks up about 10 on the play. Another first down for Kecoughtan as they have the ball now at the 47-yard line. Getting outside.
Yeah, Bob, there he was. He was coming right at you. What we talked about earlier as we watched the replay up here. Talk to us about it. He's coming to you on the edge.
What he's doing is just getting to that corner because he's got the speed and he can outrun that linebacker and defensive end on that side. What's stopping him is that defensive back. The cornerback is coming over and stopping him. But he never got a strong, solid hit on him. He just pushed him out of bounds, basically.
And, folks, I want you to know that Bob did that without ever watching that. He didn't see that. Not on the screen like we did. Beautiful job, Bob.
2 wide outs to the far side. Split backs. Here's a handoff and a whistle with a flag. Delay a game. Boy,
Prior to
that
the
was quick.
snap, delay a game against the offense. 5 yards, remains first down.
Well, that was a quickie.
I've got
5-yard penalty.
That was an interesting one. Not too many penalties tonight. Is that right, guys? About 3.
2 or 3, and that's about it.
Okay, now I'm getting blamed. Now you've done that. There are going to be flags flying all over the place now. Frank was about ready to throw his book at me.
Frank down there says, okay, they've had 16 tonight.
Oh, my.
8:26 to go. Stop. Clock is stopped. 7 of them?
Oh, man.
Oh, didn't see it.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about threading the needle.
Pass is incomplete.
Almost intercepted by the Phantoms' number 4, Octavius Matthews. Hey, Carrera, nice sharp pass right there, right through the middle.
Ooh. Right through the receiver's hands.
Yeah.
Intended for number 3 that time, Corbin Baxter.
Octavius wanted it. Baxter wanted it. Just, like I said, he threaded the needle on that one.
2nd down and 15 now. The ball sits at the 42.
Cannon going out to the sideline up there. He's not in the backfield.
2 wide outs to the far side. Carrera back to throw. Throws the ball down the field and just overthrown. I believe it was intended for.
It was number 8, and that is Dejon Hogan. And I'll tell you what, he had a step on the corner.
Well, it wasn't overthrown by much, but it was just enough. So that's an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 15 now. Ball still at the 42. Watch this. Does a good job getting out there to throw the ball. Off balance, toss, too.
That's what I noticed. His footing was not there. He was on the wrong foot when he threw. And still came close to getting it there. But right
Single
now,
setback, 2 wide outs again. Carrera rolls to his left. Passes the ball short. It is complete to number 4 on the play, and that's Richardson, to John Richardson. Minimal gain of maybe 2 on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 13.
That's not where you want to throw the ball when you got 3rd down and
15
some yardage to pick up.
So Kecoughtan looks like they're going to set up to punt the ball away to the Phantoms. Back deep for the Phantoms is number 32, Cortez Ruffin, and also number 2, Robbie Robinson.
Bob, I got a question for you in a few minutes here. So.
Uh-oh. Ball snapped way over the punter's head. Ball's on the ball all the way back at the 6-yard line. Holy cow.
That's what we call having the ball airmailed.
That was a 35-yard loss. What you got down there, Bob?
Hey, guys, I was watching that last pass play. If the receiver would have just kept running, he would have got to the ball. He slowed down and looked over his shoulder, and that makes a big difference when you had throwing the ball out there. You got to run to the ball, and he didn't do that on that. And then that snap over center, it just kills you.
Yeah, well, Bob, the question I was going to ask you, it's funny you saying about the pass. It looks like Carrera's throwing off. He's not really throwing off one foot or the other foot. He looks very unbalanced back there across his body. Can you see that from there?
I can't really tell on that, but you know, with the kind of pressure he's getting, he's going to get rid of the ball when the receiver's open, regardless if he can set or not. If he could set, it would help him a lot better, of course.
Yeah, it would. And while we're talking, of course, guess who takes it to the end zone?
Yeah, Pittman goes 4 yards for the score. That is touchdown number 5 on the game.
And we're going to call that an untouchdown because he was untouched when he walked into the end zone on that one. So that turnover was really costly.
One play, I guarantee you, it took less than 7 seconds. He only had to go 4 yards. Here's the extra point attempt by Krimp. And he gets this one up, and it is over and good. So 7:22 to go. It's now 48-7.
How long did you say you think it took? Less than 7
3
seconds.
seconds.
Tony Pittman on the drive, one play, 6-yard TD run, 5 seconds. He's slowing down. He's slowing down.
It only took him 7 seconds to go 20 yards.
Yeah. He's slowing down.
5 touchdown passes. How many yards, guys? He's well over 200, right?
There's one of our finest right there out to watch the game tonight.
210, 210 yards, 5 touchdowns. How many carries? 21. That's pretty good average. 10 yards.
10 yards carry.
That's pretty good math.
That's real good math.
So Krimp will come in here and set up to kick it off again.
Bob, while they're setting up, any comments on that 35-yard hike? I guess Bob's
that
taking
ball didn't just sail. It was flying.
They show movies on hikes that far.
35-yard loss on a snap. Wow. All right, here we go as Krimp will kick it off again from his own 40. A little pooch kick to the near side here. Number 3 watches it. Oh, and look at this.
Oh, man, I don't believe that.
Just stood there and watched it. And is that number 38 that took it?
Oh, my goodness.
Charles Graham comes up the sideline and goes all the way in and picks the ball up off the bounce and scores.
Now, this is a Sports Center show
The ball
tonight.
belongs to the kicking team, but they may not advance a kick. First down.
Cannot advance the ball.
Right. Knew that. I just can't believe they stood right there and let him come in and get it.
And that is a play right there that we used to see Hampton do all the time. Do that little pooch kick on kickoffs for hoping for the exact same response. Well, it worked for the Phantoms, I guarantee you that. So first and 10 at their own 22. Here's the running back is number 9, Lane. He gets the ball and runs down to about the 15-yard line. That looks like a gain of about 8 on the play. And there is a new quarterback in there for the Phantoms. Looks like Will Mann, number 8. They're going no huddle here.
There they are that. Looks like we got number 30 at fullback there, and that's Luke Beckford, and Lane is the running back.
Lane on the carry. He's going to lose a bunch all the way back to about the 20-yard line. So he'll lose about 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and long. I could have swore one of the offensive linemen stood up on that play before the snap.
Well, we're seeing a
3rd and 8.
Seeing Phoebus get in some other players, get them some playing time here as they've got a 48-7 lead here at Darling Stadium on September the 13th, 2012. You're watching LSC, your local sports channel, coming to you on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23.
You remember how we were talking at the beginning of the game if you wanted me to guess what the score was going to be?
Yeah, but I didn't think it would be this. Whoa, they're going to the air.
Oh, and it's completed. That's the State just inside the 15 to the 14. So he's going to be, looks like about 3, maybe 4 yards shy of the 1st down. State looked like he might be hurt. There. What a catch, though.
Goes back. Staten had to go up to get that one, and he got hit and down. He might have a little stinger there. Nice pass, though, by this new quarterback for the Phantoms. Is it Will Mann?
Yeah.
He's a senior, 6'1", 180 pounds. A great job out there. We'll have a little bit of time here as Staten shakes it off.
Looks like he has a cramp. Yeah,
is that what it is?
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
got
it might
leg
have been
cramps.
a stinger on there. But
no, they're trying to stretch his calf muscles out. Maybe his hamstrings. Are they working on his ankle there? Because if that's the case, it's his. It might
go up on that.
They're trying to stretch that calf muscle. It looks like
comes down. I'm not sure what it is. Doesn't look like it's an ankle.
Well, I think he's having a cramp in his calf muscle, which means they're gonna pull on that thing with his foot.
I know how it is.
They smart.
Yeah, it hurts. Again, a great shot of the crowd out there as they're watching this game here at Darling Stadium on September 13, 2012. The Kecoughtan Warriors and Phoebus Phantoms playing a great game in a great stadium. I still can't get over how nice this field looks for the first game out here that we've seen.
Yeah, especially since they've played. Let's see, they had
2.
They had 3 the first week.
Here?
Yep, and then I think they had 2 or 3 last week. So they've played at least 5 games already on this field.
Yeah, but you and I have always said how good the daggone crews are here.
You walk out there on that field, and it's like an exercise pad. You know, it feels like it's kind of a little bit mushy, and it not in the water sense, but it's very
nice.
It's very nice.
It's nice is all you can say.
It's about
very nice.
It's a light colored green that feels like a carpet out there.
Yep. And it's one of the reasons why they continue to use it for all sorts of region games and other things. It's just probably the best high school sports venue in Tidewater, in my humble opinion. Nothing against Todd Stadium. It's a very nice stadium, but this is a little bit cozier stadium, I think. Just a little
the press box over there, you got to step a long ways to get to that.
Well, yeah.
Plus, it's way away from the field compared to what we are. All right, 4th down and about 3. Hand off to Lane up the middle. He's going to scoot around and go in for his 2nd touchdown of the game. So the Phantoms have struck here again in the 3rd quarter. And it looks like it might have been, about 12 yards. Let's see where it was. It was at the 15-yard line.
Mr. Lane has done a good job coming in here tonight.
Yeah.
This is another good run. Phoebus is showcasing a young man that has the ability to give Mr. Pittman plenty of rest, and other teams are going to have to start being aware of this kid because he can flat out run.
Yeah, they didn't have enough players out on the field. Well, they're going to stop the clock when Oh, I know why it had. It's more than a 30-point run. You know what? They should have been running the clock a long time ago. It just barely makes it crossing. 55-7 is the score. With 3 minutes to go, I tell you, the game is going to go quick now because the clock is running.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, I was saying Daquan Lane has had a good game so far. Mike, number 9, Daquan Lane, 5 carries. That's it, 5 carries, 2 touchdowns. That means almost 48% of the time he scores when he touches the ball, he's collected 76 yards, one of them a 47-yard touchdown. The other, whatever he just got.
That was a 15-yarder there. Outstanding.
Somewhere around 300 yards for the Phantoms on the day or on the night, whatever it happens to be.
We'll have to see if they can tell us how many total rushing yardage that the Phantoms have so far tonight. It's got to be near 400.
I can tell you how many they have.
A lot.
A lot. A lot. 2 words. A lot. Woo.
If we can get Frank to give us how many total yards Phoebus has running the ball, we'll be able to put that out.
Yep. And if you want to see and count yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch on Saturday, September the 15th at 3 p.m. and a.m., Monday, September 17th at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., Friday, September 21st, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., and Friday, October the 5th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Count up the yards yourself as you watch it again on LSC, your local sports channel.
Here comes Cannon as he takes the ball at 13, goes around the left side towards the far side, and he gets all the way out near about the 45-yard line. Good run by Cannon. All he has to do is get around that outside edge, and he lets loose with it. So good run. Kecoughtan will have the ball, 1st and 10. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 43. Ask and we shall receive.
We do. I tell you what, these guys over here are quick as we watch this replay. Now watch Cannon get to the corner. Watch him turn it right there. Boom, 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 5, 10, 12 yards right there once he gets the edge. Phoebus, 324 yards rushing.
Oh, I thought they had more than that. All righty, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. A handoff that time to Cannon up the middle. Pick up 2 on the play, maybe a yard and a half.
He got hit by somebody hard there, and I'm not sure who it was. Don't know whether it was the end or whether it was the linebacker that came up real quick. But I know he got met head on and stopped.
2nd down and a long 8 here for the Warriors. Ball sits just shy of their own 44-yard line. Guerrero back to throw. Being flushed out of the pocket, gets away from the first tackler, cuts it back up, and boom, down he goes. Like is that number 27 on the stop for the Phantoms, Tyree Stewart. He will pick up maybe about a yard and a half, 2 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for.
Now watch this. Keep your eye on the Kecoughtan quarterback, Nick Carrera, here right at the end. Kind of twists that leg right there, and he gets up a little shaken. And they're going to take a look at him. Right now, I'm not sure what it was, but he came up there just.
The question is, he's got to go out. Too good. He's going to have to go out of the game. Who is the quarterback going to be for Kecoughtan?
Could be another freshman. I don't know. In the battle of the running backs tonight, we've already told you about 210 yards for Mr. Tony Pittman. On the other side, Cannon, last year's district leader, 12 carries, 38 yards. And ladies and gentlemen, there he is. There's the newbie. That's Randy Bagoli. He's our new young man on the staff, and you'll be seeing him behind the cameras here shortly as we bring him into the LSC family. We welcome him. Great young man. I'm sure he'll be a great asset to both WHCS and LSC.
Looks like it might be number 4, Deshaun Richardson, coming in there to quarterback now. Let's see.
Warriors will operate 37 from their own 45.
We're at the end of the third quarter of play either way, and at the end of 3, it's 55-7. The Phoebus Phantoms out in front. Hey, let's send it down to Ron Bateman out on the sideline. And we're going to have Ron down there on the sideline.
You're watching the Phoebus Phantoms on LSC. All sports, all the time. Let's go Phantoms!
And good job down there. And Ron back on the camera with us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Fourth quarter sponsors?
Fourth quarter sponsors. Of course, today's second half of this Phoebus-Kecoughtan game is sponsored by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172. That's Eric Thompson, a Hampton High School graduate. It's also sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queensway in Hampton. For lunch, try the new smoked turkey panini. Follow the Grey Goose on Facebook. It's also sponsored by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located in Phoebus, serving the community since 1862. And by Rico's Pizza at 55 West Mercury Boulevard in the Langley Shopping Center. And by Tidewater Team Sports at Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point section of Newport News. Thank you to all our sponsors.
Oh, nice throw right through the hands. Oh, Richardson had that ball with nobody around him, went right through his hands. The quarterback on the play was Desmond Savage as he came in to take the place of the injured quarterback, and what a throw. But watch him get hit too.
Oh, yeah. He gets hit right as he throws it, and he's right on the money.
You got to make a catch like that. My goodness, and he was behind the defenders. Fourth down and along 7 now for Kecoughtan.
I just hope the quarterback's okay. Who'd you say it was, Mike? I didn't catch his number.
It was number 11, Desmond Savage. He did a good job throwing the ball. He got up and came off. Okay.
Freshman, 5'10", 170. He got hit hard.
And it looks like Carrera's back in now. And I believe timeout has been called by Kecoughtan. It looks like they're going to try to go for it on 4th down and 7. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, down this, you might as well. Might as well.
And they run the clock once you get to be a 30-point lead. They didn't really start doing that until, towards the end of the third quarter. But the only time they will stop the stop the clock is when it's the end of the quarter and if somebody actually calls a timeout.
All right. Well, along with our sponsors, we need to promote something else here, folks. Please join Bob Hintz on Sports Time as he interviews coaches and athletes of past and present from Hampton City Schools. You can watch Bob and all the shows on Cox Cable Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 7:30 a.m. and p.m.
Nice Kecoughtan bounce all the way down inside the 20. Looks like it goes out of bounds at about the 20 or 21-yard line. So big punt that time, and Phoebus will be starting backed up. I guess this is their longest drive of the game as they start way back into their own territory at about the 11. So we've got 10:30 to go on the clock as it still runs. 55-7 here in the fourth quarter of play.
Mike, I've been reminded by the booth one more thing. Please, ladies and gentlemen, go on Facebook and like LSC. Yes, LSC is on Facebook, so go there. Check us out and like us. We want as many likes as we can get. And for those of you that don't get the channels on TV, please remember, I forgot to tell people this, go on the internet. Go to the Hampton City School site, click on WHCS at the top. It'll take you to a page where you click on the LSC sign, and you can watch us right there on your computer from anywhere in the world as long as you have some sort of internet connection.
Lane on the carry. Looks like another injury here for the Phantoms. I can't see the number there.
Not sure. So remember that, folks, the internet. I hear people all the time saying, I'd love to watch your station. I'd love to watch some of these games because I went to this school, I went to that, or I know somebody. But I don't get Cox Channel 48. I don't get Verizon Channel 23. I don't live in Hampton. You don't have to. If you've got a computer, go to the Hampton City Schools website. Along the top, you'll see the little WHCS square. Just click on that. It'll take you to the WHCS page. And on the right-hand side, you'll see a little flashing black insignia, LSC. Click on that. When you do, a window pops down. And give it a few seconds, and up pops our show. Whatever we have on LSC, you'll be watching right there. And here's the good news. The good news is that you can click on the right-hand corner and get a full screen. You can watch it full screen now. Now, here's one other item I'm going to tell you. If you have an HDMI cable and you have a TV that's HDMI equipped, you can hook your computer to your TV and watch us on a big 47-inch TV. So don't say you can't see us. You can. So watch Bob Hintz on Sports Time. No excuses.
Well, let's see who ends up getting the scrum on this one. Looks like the Phantoms got the ball back. They're going to lose a bunch of yards, though, all the way back to their own 2-yard line. So that's going to be third down and a lot. Looks like third down and about 20, maybe 18, 19. They got to get all the way to the 21-yard line to get a first down.
Watch LSC. We've got sports 24 hours, 7 days a week, including this play right here. You can see it over and over and over again. Just watch us 24/7. We go back way, way, way back and bring you athletes that have been around forever, just like Bob Hintz.
Keeper on the play. Back to maybe a yard on the play, and that's about it. Fourth down and about 18 on the play for the Phantoms now as they'll go in and have to punt the ball away. Pittman going back in the game. He must be the punter. This is the first time they've had to punt tonight.
Phoebus putting a lot of players who didn't start this game in the game. They're getting a lot of work tonight.
That's actually number 18, Tolliver, in there to punt the ball away. First punt of the game for the Phantoms. Not a bad punt. And the ball rolls out to about the 42-yard line, where the Phoebus Phantoms on defense. Now Kecoughtan will take over after they stop the Phantoms on that drive. I believe that's probably only the second drive they've been stopped all night. Is that correct?
I think so. And there's a high five from Coach Sexton to his young player, number 10 for the Phoebus Phantoms. And, of course, that is the young freshman quarterback, Terrell Tolliver.
All right, 1st and 10 for Kecoughtan as the clock continues to run down near 7 minutes to go. I formation. Number 11 back in there and hands the ball off to the Phantoms, the Warriors, number 14 on the play, and that's Daquan Taylor. Tolliver gets the ball down near first down, and they'll give him the first down. So 1st and 10 all the way down to about the 32.
I want to remember to thank our sponsors once again, the Grey Goose Restaurant. What a great place that is to eat, Mike. I tell you, great food in downtown Hampton on Queensway. Breakfast menus include their famous toasted buttermilk biscuits. Try that smoked panini for lunch. Very, very comfortable atmosphere in the Grey Goose. Been around for a while, too. An excellent place to eat.
Pass out here to number 5 on the play, and it's Lawrence Williams. There's a flag from way back.
Way back there.
All the way up into the line.
What did he see the other guy did? Also want to remember to thank the Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton. over in Phoebus, a newcomer for us. We very, very much appreciate their sponsorship. And what was that penalty?
Don't know. He didn't give a signal. He just pointed towards Kecoughtan.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, any last words down there that you might have for us that you could close us out pretty soon here with us?
Well, I tell you guys, you got your second unit in there right now, and that's why they're not moving the ball as well as they did the first group. But remember, in the second series, Phoebus did punt in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So they had to punt the ball twice, but you got to take your hats off. This is a physical team, the Phoebus Phantoms.
Yeah, it definitely showed how they practice. They play the way they practice. They hit the ball, hit each other really hard during practice, and they come out here in the game and do the same thing. Now, who did he hand the ball off to? Was it 14?
Fullback.
The fullback,
14.
Taylor again. I thought he might have still had the ball going around there, but all of a sudden everybody went towards the middle of the line.
No. Taking another minute here, I also want to thank Rico's Pizza on West Mercury Boulevard in the Langley Square Shopping Center. In fact, we had some of their subs and pizzas tonight, and I'm telling you what, folks, those subs are great. Oh, man, I only had a couple bites of pizza, but I had the sub, and that sub was delicious. If you get a chance to get down to Rico's, grab one of those subs, ladies and gentlemen. You won't regret it, trust me.
Second down to 16. Handoff from Savage
and
to Zachary James, number 21 on the carry. He will pick up, looks like maybe 4 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11.
I can't forget Tidewater Team Sports. It seems like they've been around forever, and they have continued year after year after year to be a very loyal sponsor for LSC. Both David Chubb and Terry McNamara. Can't thank them enough, folks. Cannon Boulevard, Tidewater Team Sports. Whatever you need, they can pick it up for you.
We still have to pick our player of the game.
Yes, we do. Yeah. And also, don't forget Beach Hardware at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in Bucko Shopping Center, along with Eric Thompson, Realtor. And, of course, Kaufman and Knowles, with law offices on Cunningham Drive and Peninsula Town Center, or across from it, and in Newport News at City Center. Great sponsors for a great time. Sponsors who appreciate Hampton City Schools and their commitment to sports. As we watch this play, not a bad throw here. Not a bad throw at all. Gets up for that catch. Keeps his feet in. Good move.
Got to pick our player of the games here.
Well, I mean, come on.
We already know who we're going to pick for Phoebus.
Yeah.
We just have to grab somebody from Kecoughtan, and we'll see how that goes. Well, no doubt. Good enough for me.
I agree.
He got away from him. Gets the ball off. Completed, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Well short of a first down. That was a 4th down play. As clock continues to run, as we're down to about 2 minutes to go. Well, let's go ahead and give our player of the games, because it's not going to be long before this one's going with a running clock.
Yeah. Well, it's ladies and gentlemen, there's no big surprise there. It's kind of easy. For Phoebus High School, of course, Tony Pittman. 21 carries, 210 yards, 10 yards per carry. But here's the kicker, 5 TDs.
That's right.
It's not that he gets the yardage. He makes it count. And for Kecoughtan, a little bit of offense. Nick Cannon, 8 of 12. Really good percentage. 71 yards and 1 TD on a fantastic catch. So Tony Pittman for the Phoebus Phantoms is our player of the game tonight. And for Kecoughtan, Nick Carrera. What a great performance both these two young kids have put on tonight. And that's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. Watching these kids progress and do well. And you're seeing it right here on LSC from Darling Stadium in Hampton. As we bring you Hampton City School football, we pit the 4 high schools against each other all year long. That's what we bring you. We don't bring the outside teams until we get into the regions. and then we'll go there.
I love this. We just had to delay a game on a running clock.
Are you serious?
Yes, we did.
Well,
We're down to under a minute to go here as the Phantoms will down it a couple times here.
But think about it, you still got to have a play clock. Yeah.
Oh, me.
I know it sounds kind of silly.
55-7. I believe that's probably where we're going to end it up here.
Yeah, we're running out of time, so real quickly, ladies and gentlemen, please, once again, join Bob Hintz, my grandfather. The old man needs your help. Watch him on Sports Time as he interviews coaches and athletes of past and present from Hampton City schools. Watch him on Channel 48, Channel 23, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 7:30 a.m., 7:30 p.m. LSC, all sports, all the time. Gotta watch it. Thanks to the crew. I don't have the time right now to mention everybody's name, but you know who you are. Great crew. You put together a great show today. Thank you so much. Thank the guys in the booth, Frank Edgar, along with Brett Musgrove, and, of course, Mike Hauser. What a great job.
And you
guys
too, Paul. Good job up here as we complete our first game of the Peninsula District season. Thought maybe there was a possibility of it being a little bit closer game. Not turned out that way. 55-7 as the Phoebus Phantoms just came in here and just their offense and defensive lines just totally dominated it.
Yeah, they did. And, Mike, you're right. I really thought it was going to be a much closer game than this. I really thought that Kecoughtan's defense would be able to hold up. I wasn't quite sure how their offense would do. I knew, and we knew, everybody knew that Phoebus's defense was going to be tough, and we knew this Pittman kid was going to run. But tell you what, Phoebus put it all together, folks. They are the package. I don't care what you heard about after those two losses in scrimmage. It was a scrimmage. This is the real deal out here. Phoebus is a real deal.
We said that Phoebus's defense would have to stop the running back here for Kecoughtan, and they did that. Did an extremely good job. Cannon didn't have a whole lot of yards. What was it, 12 carries? He ended up with 38 yards. Not a lot.
Somewhere around that, I think you're correct, yeah.
For somebody who was second in the district current going into the third game with 340 yards rushing on the season so far. So I tell you what, enjoyed it tonight, Paul, and the rest of the crew here at Darling Stadium. Again, the final score is the Phoebus Phantoms 55 and the Kecoughtan Warriors 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching LSC, your local sports channel on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23. So from up here in the booth at Darling Stadium, September the 13th, 2012, I'm Paul LaRoe along with
Mike Hauser and the rest of the crew here at LSC. Good night, everyone.
Today's game was sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queens Way in Hampton. Enjoy a wide selection of breakfast and lunch dishes, sure to please your appetite. Follow the Grey Goose Restaurant on Facebook, the restaurant that is also a bakery. Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton is located in Phoebus, has been serving the community since 1862. Smith Brothers are here to serve your needs. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. Rico's Pizza, located at 55 West Mercury Boulevard in the Langley Square Shopping Center. Rico's Pizza is sure to hit the spot after the game. Call 723-6850 today to place your order. Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Today's game was sponsored in part by the attorneys at Kaufman and Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman and Knowles. We can and we will. Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out. Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com.